come into this year with some very high expectations as they are about to take the diamond here, and now a Sunsplash Jackie Robinson Stadium. As the Bruins hit the field, let's bring in today's starting lineup for the Tulane Greenway, presented to you by Cajun Country Rice, Louisiana's favorite rice for full field flavor. Leading off, shortstop Kaikeya Harrison. Batting second in left field, Ty Wood. The right fielder, or the designated hitter, Jason Wax, will hit third. Batting cleanup, third baseman Nolan Naraki. The first baseman, Trent Leolis, will hit fifth. Batting sixth in center field, Tanner Chun. The second baseman, A.J. Grunewald, will hit seventh. Batting eighth, designated hitter Matthias Haas, now in right field. And rounding things out, it's the catcher, Johnny Elliott. Again for the Wave, Harrison, Wood, Wax, Naraki, Leolis, Chun, Grunewald, Haas, and Elliott. For fourth-year head coach Jay Ullman, 93 and 98, his time coaching the Tulane Green Wave, and the Southern California kid returns home from just about 20 minutes south of here, Redondo Beach. And he will see an old mentor of his, John Savage, who recruited and brought him to Nevada to start off his college playing days. Tulane breaking out the green uniform tops, the white numbers and letters across the back and front, the gray pinstripe pants. The colors of the game presented by Helm Paint, the paint experts of Louisiana. One late change in the lineup for Tulane, and that is why I misspoke earlier. Jason Wax was slotted in at right field. He had shifted to designated hitter. Matthias Haas has taken his spot. Those two remain where they usually have been in the lineup. So Jason Wax back in the DH role where he was Saturday in Game 2 at Loyola Marymount, which is about 20 minutes south of here down the 405. And this lineup will see one impressive freshman, Angel Cervantes, the righty from Linwood, California, 6'2", 215. Pitched an inning on Friday in the season opener against UC San Diego. Did give up a run on a couple of walks and a couple of hits. But this kid comes with all sorts of lofty expectations. In fact, he turned down some pretty decent professional money after getting drafted in the second round by Pittsburgh last summer. 50th overall, did not sign with the Buccos and came here to start his collegiate career. His warm-up tosses are done, and we are just about set to go here from Los Angeles as Kaikeya Harrison will stride into the left-hand batter's box off of a terrific weekend, going 7 of 15 against the Lions to open up the year. The senior lefty-hitting shortstop steps in, and we are ready to go here on your Mardi Gras Tuesday. Harrison awaits the opening offer, and here it comes from Cervantes. And it's swung on and lashed towards the gap in right center field, and that's down for a leadoff single on the game's first pitch. So the 8th hit of the year already for Kaikeya Harrison. Did not mess around on a 91-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside corner and banged it through what was a bit of a shift in the UCLA infield. But he is on to start off the game, and up steps the switch-hitting left fielder, Ty Wood. He will bat left-handed against the righty Cervantes. The grad student, former New Mexico Lobo, went 3 for 12 over the weekend, hit his first Tulane home run Sunday in the rubber match win. First offer is swung on, grounded into right field, base hit. 2 pitches, 2 hits for the Green Wave to start off the day. And they are attacking Cervantes early here on this earlier than anticipated start. So now Jason Wax has some options in front of him here. Cervantes has thrown 1 fastball and 1 changeup, and Tulane has gotten a handle of each one. Brings up Jason Wax, who was 2 for 14 to start the year. One of those was his first home run back on Sunday, and he shifts out of right field to designated hitter, the sophomore from Florida. We'll set up the UCLA defense when the Tulane lineup allows us a chance to breathe here. Harrison leads off of second. Wood leads off of first. His 2 pitches in. And the pitch taken for a ball low. 1-0. The UCLA defense, and this has been a good one for a while now. Cashel Duggar, the catcher, able to knock that changeup down with Roman Martin at third. Rock Chalowski, we'll talk a lot about him over at shortstop. Aiden Aguayo, the freshman second baseman, actually needs to get a new ball cap here. He is leaving and heading to the third base dugout. Molovailavu, You'll talk a lot about him as well over at first. In the outfield, left to right, Dean West, Will Gasparino, and Peyton Brennan. It is a defense that returns a lot of last year and finished 7th in the nation in fielding. Tulane with their first RBI opportunity of the day. This was a thorn against LMU. It is 8 for 41 with runners in scoring position. 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. Inside corner on the off speed. So says our home plate umpire Anthony Norris with Michael Chukerman over at first. Ramon Armandariz is at second and Joe Maiden at third. Big Ten umpiring crew. 1 ball and 1 strike on Wax. Harrison leads off of second. Wood leads off of first. Cervantes from the shoulders sets fires, and that one's driven well in the air to deep right center field. This one going back, and it's going to be off the base of the wall. Harrison's around third. He'll score. Rounding third is Wood. He is chugging home. The relay throw to the plate is off the line. It's a 2 RBI double for Jason Wax, and as 3 hitters in, it's 2-0 Tulane. 3 consecutive hits to start off this Mardi Gras for the Green Wave. As Jason picks up RBIs 5 and 6 on the year. And just like that, a conversation coming on the mound with the youngster Angel Cervantes. So Tulane with a 2 RBI double, and that means it's $50 to Angels Place, courtesy of the Audubon Dental Group. It's now the Audubon Double Group. For every double the Wave hits this season, Audubon Double Group donates $50 to Angels Place. Progressive Dentistry, caring approach. Experience the difference. Located on Magazine Street in Uptown. Doubles hitting was the name of the game for Tulane last year, as they were one of the nation's best at 2 baggers. They had 131 as a unit last season, good for 13th in the nation. And this year, we saw some power flash out Sunday at LMU, but that's already Tulane's 12th double of the season in 3+ games. Conversation is over. Nolan Noraki will step in. The senior third baseman, right-handed batter, 3 for 9 over the weekend down the road. With Jason Wax over at second with a 2 RBI double. Slider taken down and away from Noraki, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Nolan Noraki, first year with Tulane, last year at South Carolina, but has 14 games due to injury, 2 years prior to that at Clemson. And the pitch. Changeup is in there for a strike. 1-1. Lights are on, but thankfully not really needed right now at this early 1 o'clock hour in Los Angeles. The cloud cover starting to roll in a little bit more. 1-1. Noraki takes a strike. Fastball on the outside edge at 90. 1-2. Cervantes trying to settle in after Tulane has ambushed him to start off this day, his first career start. The big freshman right-hander, who is second highest ranked righty in the class of 2025 from perfect games. Slider is poked foul down the right field line from Noraki. 330 down the line, 370 to the gaps, 395 to dead center here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Count 1-2 on the Green Wave third baseman. Slightly open stance right side. Cervantes checks Wax at second and spin throws it into center field. It skips all the way into the grass, but not far enough for Wax to think about taking third. Two runs already home for the Wave. Nobody out here in the opening frame. Count 1-2 on Noraki. From the stretch, Cervantes deals. In there, strike 3 called. At the knees with a change. And there's 1 away here in the Tulane first. Brings up the first baseman, Trent Leolis. The senior left-handed hitter transfers in from Northwestern, who last year became a conference foe of UCLA. Bruins now in their second year competing in the Big Ten. Spin around throw to second. That one more on target, but Jason back standing. All UCLA did in their first year in the Big Ten was win the regular season championship. It was them and Oregon, those Big Ten Blue Buds that were battling each other throughout the year. Both of those teams wound up hosting regionals. UCLA hosted a super, wound up winning it, and wound their way to Omaha. Leolis pops it up, left side of the diamond, towards the foul line. Roman Martin, the third baseman, to shallow left field, backpedals and makes the grab about 20 feet out. So Cervantes calming down a bit after Tulane grabbed 3 hits and a couple of runs to start. Now 2 away, Wax remains at second, and here comes the center fielder Tanner Chun. The sophomore from Honolulu was 2 for 10 to open the year. Those 2 hits were both doubles. Tulane 2, UCLA nothing. Opening frame here in Los Angeles. First pitch. Stays up and in. Righty v righty. Couple of youngins here. Cervantes against Chun. 1-0 offer. Slider drops low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Tanner Chun. Strikeouts were an early problem for Tanner. Had 6 strikeouts in the series against Loyola Marymount. He is in front, 2 balls, no strikes. And he takes a changeup low. He is in front 3-0. Good Tulane contingent here in the crowd. A lot of Southern California kids on this team, and not to mention you got 2 kids from Hawaii. This is the shortest trip for the Chun family and the Harrison family that they'll have to make all year. 3-0. Takes a fastball high and a 4-pitch walk to Tanner. We'll put 2 runners on for A.J. Grunewald.
The next batter for Tulane, second baseman number 6, A.J. Grunewald.
So the Green Wave, which drew 15 walks in the opening series, that's 5 a game, grabs their first of the day today, and now runners first and second for the lefty swinging second baseman A.J. Grunewald. It was 4 for 10 to start off his year. And he swings and fouls the changeup into the mitt of the catcher Duggar. A.J. Grunewald, lefty hitter from Pembroke Pines, Florida. He and Jason Wax have known each other for a little bit. 6'1", 195, transfers in from Eastern Kentucky, and he will see his old mates in a couple weekends' time back in New Orleans. Kick in the 0-1. Grunewald takes a change in the dirt and a sliding stop by the catcher Duggar. The UCLA jerseys are bright blue, tops and bottoms. Kind of looking like they're wearing pajamas here with the yellow numbers and letters, UCLA and script across the chest. Not sure about this look. It's better on the catcher Duggar with all the equipment. 2 on, 2 out, 2 in. And a lob toss over to second will send Wax back easily. The 2 RBI double by Jason Wax has given J.D. Rodriguez an early lead. One ball and 1 strike on Grunewald. 7th man to hit in the inning. And another toss back to second. So Angel Cervantes, the 5th-ranked prospect coming out of the state of California last year. 50th overall selection by Pittsburgh last summer. And said, "Ooh, it's the Pirates. I'm okay." And comes to UCLA. 1-1 pitch home. Grunewald takes a little bit low, and the changeup makes it 2-1. D1 Baseball has Cervantes on the preseason Freshman of the Year watch list. Understandably so. Aguayo plays deep in the hole at second as Grunewald chases a changeup and comes up empty. 2-2 with 2 on, 2 out, 2 home here in the first inning. It was the bases clearing triple for Grunewald that got Tulane off and running Friday night to start the season. A first inning 3-bagger. Looking to keep this inning going here and maybe get some more runs on the board. 2-2. And he takes a good-looking changeup, and it misses underneath his own. Good eye. Last year, Grunewald, a .296 hitter with EKU with a couple of home runs. But got on in a .406 clip. Made the ASUN freshman team last year, and he is one of two Colonels that comes to New Orleans with Tulane's new hitting coach, Walt Jones, who was the head coach there last year. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will get a head start at first and second. Grunewald grounds one towards first. It's off the glove of Lavu, but he's able to secure it on the second bubble and race to the bag to retire the side. But a fruitful start for Tulane. 3 hitters in. They grab a pair of runs. They leave a pair. And we are through one half here in Los Angeles. Our new score, Tulane 2, UCLA 1. You're listening to Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
This is WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans, reading fine print, and the home of Tulane sports. Roll Wave.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Cajun Country Rice, Louisiana's favorite rice for full flavor, from foul pole to foul pole. Audubon Dental Group, progressive dentistry, caring approach. Experience the difference. And by Malcolm M. Dinas, CPA, integrity, professional responsibility, service.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Fans, are you a local business owner who are looking to boost your brand while directly supporting Tulane student athletes? Tulane Sports Properties can help. Visit TulaneGreenWave.com/NIL quiz and find out if you're a good candidate to work with the Wave. For more information on how Tulane NIL marketing can work with you, contact Ethan Hudak at ethan.hudak@TulaneSportsProperties.com. Tulane grabs 2 in the first inning here at UCLA, and now the Bruins will bring this lineup to the proceedings here on this Mardi Gras. Leading off, left fielder Dean West. Batting second, shortstop Rock Chalowski. The first baseman, Mulavai Lavu, will bat third. Batting cleanup, third baseman Roman Martin. The right fielder, Peyton Brennan, hits fifth. Batting sixth, second baseman Aiden Aguayo. The catcher, Cashler Duggar, will hit seventh. Batting eighth, center fielder Will Gasparino. And rounding things out, designated hitter Dominic Cadiz. Again for the Bruins, West, Chalowski, Lavu, Martin, Brennan, Aguayo, Duggar, Gasparino, and Cadiz. For 23rd-year head man John Savage, made his 4th run to the College World Series last year with UCLA, has 726 career victories here in L.A. And time to meet today's starting pitcher for the Green Wave, presented by Malcolm M. Dinas, CPA, integrity, professional responsibility, and service. And the senior right-hander, J.D. Rodriguez, on the mound for the second time this weekend. Pitched 4 2/3 brilliant innings against LMU in stretch relief on Friday. Gave up just 2 hits, struck out a career-high 9, walked a pair. And the 6'5", 235-pound right-hander from down the road in Corona is ready to go. Dean West will take a change for a strike in the outside corner. Second year for Rodriguez in the olive and blue after 2 years at Golden West College, which is in Orange County here in Southern California. Dean West, the lefty swinging left fielder, takes a breaking ball off the plate outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rodriguez with a sinker, curveball, slider, changeup. And he was utilizing all of them to a T back on Friday. And Tulane's 12-3 victory. 3-man shift on the right side of the diamond for West, who takes a fastball up and out. 2 balls and 1 strike. West so far this year, 2 for 14, but has scored 3 times. Woodland Hills, California native, made 65 starts in 66 games last year. Got on at a .470 rate, drew a ton of walks. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled straight down to the ground and rolling to the backstop. And the off-speed pitch runs inside and runs into 2-2. One of the very best lineups in the country, UCLA. And they return nearly every element of last year's club to 2026. 2-2. Swung on and lofted into shallow left field. Ty Wood is there and makes the one-handed grab for the first out of the game. Set up that Tulane defense for you. Ty Wood there in left field. Tanner Chun in center. Matthias Haas in right. At third base, Nolan Naraki. Kaike Harrison at short. AJ Gruneveld's at second. Trent Leolis at first. And Johnny Elliott, the birthday boy, gets his second start of the year behind the plates. 2-0 Tulane, one away in the Bruin first. And here is maybe the best player in the nation, Rock Chalowski, the sophomore or the junior shortstop, right-handed hitter, and he sends this one deep in the air to left field. He's got his second home run of the year. No doubt about that one. Makes it 2-1. Rock Chalowski might be wearing a White Sox uniform later on this year. Cuts the deficit in half. The reigning Big Ten Player of the Year with his second blast of the season. Fastball right down the chute at 90. Pretty easy pickings for Rock Chalowski. Brings up the first baseman, Mulavai Lavu. Big left-hander, and he takes well up and away. Ball one. Not expecting to see a long outing from J.D. Rodriguez after he had north of 60 pitches Friday. Lavu, 5 for 12 on the year with a home run this past weekend against UC San Diego, and he drills one deep down the right field line towards the corner, and that's off the wall. Lavu chugging for second as the ball dies on the warning track, and he slides in with a one-out double. That was another pitch right down the chute. That was a changeup, and Lavu easily grabs second base. Nearly snuck it over the porch in right. There are very few lineups that Tulane will see this year that will match the sheer tenacity of UCLA's. And what a test for this pitching staff, which had a great weekend down the road at LMU, but a major level up in competition today. Roman Martin, junior third baseman, bats right-handed. And the fastball taken up and in, ball one. Another of the many returners from last year's World Series run, a Big Ten all-second teamer last year, Roman Martin, .316 hitter with 9 home runs in 2025. This year, 3 for 11 with a homer. Slider one hops in the dirt. Lavu chugging a third, and he's easily in. So the wild pitch, and UCLA 90 feet away from grabbing those runs back here in the opening inning. And the shortstop, Kaike Harrison, going to go chat with J.D. Rodriguez, whose 2 best outings in a Green Wave uniform have come in Southern California. Mentioned Friday already at LMU, but last year started at Long Beach State, pitched 5 shutout innings there. In what was an up-and-down year for J.D. last year. Bounced around the starting rotation, eventually wound up in the relief corps. 2-0 pitch, flutters up and in. 3 balls and no strikes on Martin. Three-man shift on the left side of the infield for the Green Wave, with Lavu standing at third. 1 away, 1 run in, and the 3-0 to Martin is swung on and popped up on the infield. Right side, long run for Grunewald as he goes back to his normal second base position and camps underneath it halfway into the dirt for out number 2. So a big out there for J.D. with Martin swinging on 3-0. Got underneath a sinker. So way out of the frame with the lead emerges for J.D., but he's going to have to get to the lefty Peyton Brennan first. The redshirt junior right fielder, 4 for 11 on the early going this year. And a slow chopper back towards the mound. Tough play. Rodriguez fields down the first base line, fires a fastball over to first, and the side is retired. So Rodriguez able to bounce back after the Cholowski home run, leaves a runner at third, and we head to the second inning. Our new score, Tulane 2, UCLA 1. Fans join the over 3,500 alumni, friends, and fans of Tulane Athletics who make up the Green Wave Club. The Green Wave Club is the lifeblood of Tulane Athletics, directly benefiting our over 400 student athletes. And this year, the Green Wave Club is looking to set a new standard by raising $4 million from 4,000 donors. To get involved, call the Green Wave Club at 504-865-5356. You'll return to Los Angeles after this. Is Green Wave Baseball from Learfield.
This is WRBH Reading Radio 88.3 FM in New Orleans and WRBH.org. Reading fine print. Thank you for listening.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by ABC Title, Scary Fast DMV Services, Brian Subaru, Family, Subaru, and Love. That's Brian Subaru. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. And by Acadian Ambulance. BecomeAmedic.com.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in more than 70 countries. Our teams work around the clock to bring patients from crisis to care. This life-saving care is not possible without you.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Join us in Uptown this coming Sunday and celebrate Black History Month when Tulane men's basketball takes on Rice at 1 o'clock. The first 250 fans to the doors will receive a special Tulane Black History Month t-shirt. Head to TulaneTix.com and be in our number for Tulane and Rice Sunday, February 22nd. We move to the second inning here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Tulane 2, UCLA 1. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up in the Green Wave order, beginning with the old man, Matthias Haas, seventh-year right fielder. 4 for 11 to start off his season. The freshman right-hander Angel Cervantes starts off inning number 2. First pitch, fastball, misses just above the belt. 20 pitches in that opening frame for Cervantes. Tulane ambushed him with 3 hits right off the bat and a couple of runs, and he settled down after that, did walk a man with 2 outs, but left 2 on. Haas tardy threw a 90-mile-per-hour fastball and fouls it away down the right field line. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sunshine still winning the battle of the clouds here. It was raining earlier this morning. It actually rained a little bit when we got to the ballpark today. That was just a stray pop-up shower, but most of the rain still offshore. 1-1 in on the hands and loop foul over the first base dugout, which Tulane occupies. 1-2. Tulane 2-1 on the year. Their 4th time they have won a West Coast series since we turned to the 21st century. 1-2. Change up low, and it's 2-2 on Matthias Haas. He is from Northern California, Oakland native, but started off his collegiate career not far away from here at Cal Poly. And he hammers it foul. Was a little early on a breaking ball. Got a hold of it, but shoots it all the way out of the ballpark down the third base line. Should say that was the second stop for Matthias. His first was Brown, which is decisively not in California. Cal Poly for 2 years, and then his third and final year here at Tulane. 2-2 from Cervantes. Golfed foul down the right field line. Took a fastball on the outside corner and just got it out of the way. Matthias on the season so far, 4 for 11. And he gets jammed and loops one towards second on 1 bounce. Bare hand pickup by Aguayo. And he's able to gun down Haas for out number 1. Change up in on the knuckles, and if that were a wooden bat, that would have splintered. The humpback liner to second base for the first out of the second. Brings up the birthday boy, Johnny Elliott, sophomore catcher. Transfers to Tulane this year after spending last year right here in Los Angeles at USC. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. From Newport Beach, California. Elliott 0 for 4 to start off this year. He started Saturday's game in the catcher's spot. He loops one to shallow right center field. Triangle begins to form, but it'll hang up for the right fielder, Peyton Brennan. And there are 2 quick outs now here in the second. Back to the top of the order for Kaikea Harrison. Another former USC Trojan. He was there in 2024 before coming to Tulane. Harrison took the first pitch of the game and banged a single into right center field. Came around to score in the wax double. Tulane leading 2-1. Road second inning. Cervantes kicks, fires. Knee-high strike. Looked low from here. And Jay Ullman thinks so as well down the third base box. Third baseman Martin playing even with the third base bag, but well off it. Everyone else back on the UCLA infield for the 0-1 pitch. That one hops about 55 feet. 1 ball and 1 strike. There is some milling around in the Bruins bullpen down the third base line, but no one has gotten up to start working yet. Angel Cervantes on 31 pitches through 5 outs thus far. Set at the belt, gloved up to his shoulders, down to his belt, back to his shoulders, and winds on the 1-1. Runs it inside, and it's 2-1 on Kaikea Harrison. The Tulane shortstop, who is now 8 for 16 on the early stages this year. Back in for the 2-1. Nubbed foul towards the Tulane on deck circle. 2-2. First time Tulane has played a ranked opponent in 2 years when they hosted East Carolina, ranked number 6 at the time. 2-2 pitch. Pop foul down the third base line, and away it goes. Two balls, 2 strikes, bases clear, 2 out in the Tulane second inning, leading UCLA 2-1. Cervantes fires. Grounded to second base. Aguayo, a step into the outfield glass, soaks it up and retires the side. So Angel Cervantes has settled in a little bit here. He goes in order in the Tulane second. Tulane Baseball is brought to you by Standard Mortgage, celebrating 100 years. Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. Find them online at stanmor.com. Our score remains Green Wave 2, Bruins 1. This is Tulane Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Barbara, and you're listening to WRBH 88.3 FM, reading fine print down in New Orleans. Thank you for listening.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by ABC Title, Scary Fast DMV Services, Brian Subaru, Family, Subaru, and Love. That's Brian Subaru. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. And by Acadian Ambulance. BecomeAmedic.com.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in more than 70 countries. Our teams work around the clock to bring patients from crisis to care. This life-saving care is not possible without you.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Hope you're having a terrific Mardi Gras, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Tulane leading UCLA 2-1. Corey Glore back with you, and tickets are now available for the 2026 Tulane football season. BNR numbers, the defending American Conference champions, return to Yeoman Stadium this fall under new coach Will Hall. Season ticket packages start at just $110. Head to TulaneTix.com. Lock in your spot today. J.D. Rodriguez back out on the mound, gave up a home run to Rock Cholowski and left a threat aboard at third to keep a lead intact. He will see the freshman Aiden Aguayo to start off the second. It was looking to rear back and pull the trigger, takes a changeup call to strike on the inside corner. Aiden Aguayo, 2 for 10 to start off his collegiate career over the weekend with a home run. And he takes another bender, and that one missing a touch low and in. Out of Whittier, California, just east of LA. Aguayo waits the 1-1. Check swing, and did he hold? Yes, he did. 2 balls and a strike. And a pretty healthy Tulane contingent. Not at all thrilled with that call from Michael Chukerman at first. It's also a pretty good pitch on a changeup. Now Rodriguez down in the count 2-1, and he slings a fastball in that sprayed foul down the right field line. Tulane will put 2 infielders tight to the third base line. Naraki right behind the third base bag, and Harrison a couple steps to pull it short, leaving the middle wide open. 2-2, and it's pulled right there. Good defensive scouting. Nolan Naraki with a low throw, and it skips by Leolis and all the way to the sidewall, and that'll be an E5 to give Aguayo second base. A lot of time there for Naraki. He just fired a dart way too low, and Leolis couldn't pick it.
Now batting for the Bruins, the catcher, number 3.
As the second error of the year on the Green Wave. The catcher, Cashel Duggar. Easy for me to say. Cashel Duggar. 4 for 11 on the year. The lefty swinging junior. Also with a home run under his belt. UCLA with 7 home runs in 3+ games. Swinging for one there was Duggar, and he sends it foul. Duggar, a .279 hitter last year with UCLA out of Colorado. His father is the head athletic trainer with the Rockies. 2-1 Tulane. UCLA with the leadoff man at second following the throwing error. In there on the inside corner at 91. 0-2 on the lefty swinging catcher, Cashel Duggar. I need to talk to his parents. Cashel Duggar is not an easy name to say. Let's name him Cash. I'm calling him Cash moving forward. Grunewald plays deep in the hole at second. Harrison watching Aguayo at second, and the pitch is smacked back up the middle for a base hit, and this will tie the game. So that was an 0-2 fastball down the chute. And Duggar cashes in the throwing error, and we are level at 2. This will get some action started in the Tulane bullpen, as Rodriguez has eclipsed 20 pitches for his outing after he hit 60 Friday in long relief. Will Gasparino, one of the rare new faces for UCLA this year, transfers in from Texas. Big center fielder, 2 for 10 on the year. Lays off a slider down and away. By big, I mean big. 6'6", 220. He is a Los Angeles kid. 2 years with the Longhorns last year where he cracked 13 home runs. Slider yanked in the left-hand batter's box, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Duggar with a 3-step lead off of first. Rodriguez down in a 2-0 count. Gasparino takes all the way and takes a change for a strike. Tulane has Blaze Wilsinski up in their bullpen. Here in the home second inning, we are now tied at 2. Outfield playing pretty deep for the Wave. Infield a couple steps to pull. In there on a fastball. Count levels at 2-2. Rodriguez from the stretch. Fires. Slider down and away, ball 3. Each team now with 3 hits apiece. Tulane's trio of hits came in the first 3 batters of the game. 3-2. And it runs inside and nearly hit him. But it's ball four all the same. And trouble mounting for J.D. Rodriguez here in the second, following the throwing error from Naraki. An 0-2 base hit to Duggar to tie the game, and now he walks Gasparino. And here comes head coach Jay Ullman. And the head coach, who is now making the pitching changes this year, makes a call to the bullpen. And so Blaze Wilsinski will take the mound here for Tulane. Time for a fresh pitcher presented by Coors Light. Tulane fans, choose chill. So J.D. Rodriguez runs into trouble here in the second. And we are all tied at 2 with trouble mounting for Blaze Wilsinski as he enters the game. You'll return to L.A. after this. This is Green Wave Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, my name is Pamela Franco, and you're listening to WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by ABC Title, Scary Fast DMV Services, Brian Subaru, Family, Subaru, and Love. That's Brian Subaru. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. And by Acadian Ambulance. BecomeAmedic.com.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Finish your high school diploma for you and your family. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
The 2026 American Basketball Championship is right around the corner. We need you in our number when the Wave makes their postseason run. Tickets for all the action in Birmingham are now on sale. Head to the American Conference website at theamerican.org. Get your seats today. The 2026 American Basketball Championships begin March 10th. Blaze Wilsinski takes the mound here for Tulane. He walks into a jam, 2 on, nobody out, a run already in a game that is all level at 2. Second appearance of the year for the right-hander Blaze Wilsinski, the grad student, 6'6", 245 out of Waterford, Michigan. Back on Saturday, pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 of those earned on a walk, did not allow a hit. He sees the freshman DH Dominic Cadiz, and the fastball missing low at 89. Runners out there belong to J.D. Rodriguez. That is Cashel Duggar over at second, and Will Gasparino over at first. 1-0 pitch to Cadiz, who's 1 for 5 on the year. It's a slow chopper up the middle, takes Harrison to the bag. He steps on second for 1, over to first, and that dug out by Leo List, but he's not able to reel it in. Well, that should have probably been 2. Instead, it's just the first down. That was Grunewald who actually got to second to start what should have been a double play. That was in and out of the glove of Leo List. So it's twice now in which Tulane not been able to take advantage of a tailor-made ground ball. Fielder's choice puts runners on the corners, 1 away into the top of the order for Dean West, who flew out to shallow left to start off the game. Wilsinski, fastball low 90s, changeup, curveball, and has worked a sinker in this year. Like right there. Make that the changeup. It looked like a sinker with some velo on it, but that one comes in around 84. Grabs the outside corner to the lefty West. Tulane playing back for 2 as the cloud cover begins to thicken above us. Sun starting to disappear just a touch. 1-0. In tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wilsinski came in first reliever on Saturday and got out of a pickle to keep Tulane in a lead that they would eventually relinquish in that game. West pops it up. Shallow left again. Wood on the charge, losing his cap on the run, and he makes a hopping grab just shy of the infield for out number 2, and everyone has to hold.
Next up in the batter's box for the Bruins.
So now 2 away, and here is Rock Chalowski, who took the first pitch he saw today and banged it out to left for his second home run of the year. The reigning Big Ten Player of the Year, first team All-American, and likely this summer's number 1 overall draft pick in the Major League Draft to Chicago. Righty-righty matchup. Wilsinski with runners on the corners delivers. Change up down and in. Ball 1. There really isn't much question about Chalowski's impending futures. Here comes pitching coach Anthony Izio. And the entire infield coming in. You look at any sort of prognostication, and Chalowski is at the top of every draft board. Not even one's picking anyone else to be second. It's Chalowski, to the point where you tune into Chicago sports media at all, and they pretty much have Chalowski in a White Sox uniform by July. There's really no doubt about it, unless something happens this year that would dictate otherwise. But this kid out of Chandler, Arizona, led the nation in WAR last year, wins above replacement. 6.49 was that mark. That means he was good for 6.5 more wins than the average player last year. Conversation done, the 1-0. Chalowski takes a breaking ball low, 2-0. And as good as he is with a bat, he might even be better defensively. Tulane's going to intentionally walk Chalowski to get to Lavu. So that will load the bases, and needless to say, this is a big-time roll of the dice here from Tulane, but this is also what these two in the lineup will make you consider doing. You get Chalowski on board, and you see a guy who was second in the nation in RBIs last year, and Mulavai Lavu knocked in 85. He doubled last inning and was left at third. He's got bases full of Bruins, 2 outs in the second. We're tied at 2. Righty-lefty matchup. Wilsinski delivers a fastball low. Big Ten all-first team selection last year, was an All-American. Also won a Gold Glove over at first. Fastball a touch outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Mulavai Lavu. Out of Huntington Beach, big left-handed first baseman. Tulane will put 3 on the right side of the diamond for the lefty power hitter Lavu. Swing and a miss. Went back to the fastball, did Blaze, and was able to sneak it by him on the outer third. Runner at third is Duggar, runner at second's Cadiz, and runner at first is Chalowski. Wilsinski with the 2-1. Lavu takes a bender low, and now it's 3 balls and a strike. Nowhere to put Mulavai Lavu. The 3-1. Fastball up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Cadiz around third, and it is 4-2 Bruins. So Tulane opts to put Chalowski on and pitch to Lavu, and it backfires. 3 are home for the Bruins here in the second. Brings up Roman Martin, who is 0 for 1 today. Popped out to second base last inning. In there with a change. Well, the error opened the door here to start this inning, and it has avalanched on Tulane. And not just that throwing error, but not able to turn the double play and the Cadiz roller up the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike on Martin. These little things that still trying to iron out early on in the year, but a team like UCLA will definitely make you pay for things like that, whereas a team like LMU, not as adept. Slider driven high in the air to right. This sends Haas back towards the track. He's got space to make the grab, but the damage is done here for UCLA as they score 3 unearned runs in that frame and take a 4-2 lead. We go to the third. Fan spring is here, and so is Tulane baseball. You still have some time to lock in your season tickets. Head to TulaneTix.com right now and get your spot for all 27 home games inside Greer Field at Turchin Stadium. Packages start at just $100. It's a spring tradition in New Orleans, and we need you in the ballpark uptown. Get your season tickets now, and we'll see you for the home opener on Friday night. UCLA now leading 4-2. We go to the third. This is Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, my name is Peter Spira, and you're listening to WRBH, New Orleans, 88.3 FM, reading fine print.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Elm Paint, the paint experts of Louisiana. And by Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons.
Only life had a remote control. You could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Back with you from Los Angeles, where UCLA has taken a 4-2 lead on Tulane. We go to the third. I'm Corey Glore from Jackie Robinson Stadium. Eric Dax back on Magazine Street in the WRBH studios, having a lovely Mardi Gras. Tulane will bring the heart of the order up here, now looking to respond after UCLA grabs 3 unearned runs to take the lead. Ty Wood singled on the first pitch he saw from Angel Cervantes, came around to score in the first. The switch hitter batting left-handed takes a high fastball from Cervantes. Ball 1, Jackie Robinson Stadium. It's been around for a while. Of course, you know who that's named after. 4-sport athlete here at UCLA, Jackie Robinson. As the 1-0 pitch swung on and popped up in the air to shallow left. Coming in is West, out is Cholowski, and West will make the call, make the grab for out number 1. Frankly, Jackie Robinson's best sport was probably football here at UCLA. He also played basketball and ran track. And this has been quite a contentious stadium for a while now. In fact, UCLA, fortunate they are still playing games here. Jason Wax with a 2 RBI double in the first. And he gets brushed back on a fastball. Jackie Robinson Stadium is not on the UCLA campus. That is on the other side of the 405, which is behind right field. As the 1-0 pitch in, Jason sprays it foul down the third base line. This is a ballpark that is actually on VA hospital grounds, Veterans Hospital grounds. And prior to last season, a judge actually locked the doors on the stadium and wouldn't let UCLA in as the 1-1 is jammed foul over the screen and Jason down in a 1-2 count. That's because there's a stipulation, there's a rule for Veterans Hospital grounds and things of that nature where anything on these grounds have to be designed for the benefit of veterans that are here at the facility, and they said this really isn't doing that. 1-2. Jason watches a changeup low, and it's 2-2. Well, then in December of 2024, That same judge allowed UCLA to come back in here and play games for the 2025 season, but there was some real question about where this program is going to play. 2-2. Driven high in the air to deep right center field. Gasparino ranging back. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Jason Wax chugging into second. He's got his second double of the day. He nearly got that out of here to the scoreboard. Just missed. Crawling over the yellow line. So Jason with back-to-back doubles. That's another $50 to Angels Place, courtesy of the Audubon Double Group. And Tulane with a one-out, two-bagger here in the third, down by 2. Up steps the third baseman, Nolan Naraki. As now the clouds have really taken over, that sunny sky has disappeared. Naraki struck out looking in the first. Cervantes' only strikeout today in his first career start. Off speed, missing down and away. So UCLA still playing here, but there was also a little bit of a hiccup at the end of last year, which it was reported as the 1-0 pitch. Slider missing high. 2-0 here on Naraki, that the University Athletic Department was late paying their rent, hadn't paid it to the VA hospital for 14 months. Well, they decided to pay it and then course correct that by doubling what they usually pay. Lob toss over to second. Jason back easily. And so the Bruins remain here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. And earlier last week, the VA actually terminated leases on a couple other facilities here on these grounds, including a school. 2-0 pitch. That one flutters in on a changeup. A 2-0 change to Naraki, runs it a 2-1. A school, a company that runs a parking facility here, as well as an energy company that has a building. They said, well, nope, you're not helping out our veterans' causes, so you're done here. Snap throw to second, and easily back is Jason. But in lieu of an on-campus facility, UCLA has been playing here. It's also been a stadium that they haven't been able to do much to, just because when you need to try and do something to a facility on these grounds, you need to go through the federal government. 3-1 now the count as Naraki takes a breaking ball down and away. Action starts in the Bruin pen. And we all know how speedy working through the government can be to try and get things done. So there are not a ton of renovations that really ever get done here. 3-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat and rolled foul by Nolan to the third base on deck circle. I think people would be surprised at really the state of this facility with what UCLA baseball has been historically. That's because it takes a lot of cutting through red tape to do things to this ballpark. 3-2. Naraki smacks one to the gap in left center field. That's going to get down and roll all the way to the wall. Waxes around third. He can walk home. Naraki heading to second with an RBI double. And Tulane slices the deficit in half. It's 4-3. Nolan grabs his second RBI of the campaign and his third double of the year. Give $50 more to Angels Place, and that's likely going to do it for Angel Cervantes. So here comes the skipper, John Savage. And Cervantes, in his first career start, opted to come to UCLA instead of head to spring training with Pittsburgh this year. 50th overall selection. Tulane gets to him for 3 runs, 5 hits, another run out there. And we've got a pitching change here in Los Angeles. Fans, show your Greenway pride wherever you go. Get all your Tulane merchandise and gifts at Barnes & Noble, the official Tulane University Spirit Shop and Bookstore, with apparel from major brands like Nike, Stony Culver, and more. Barnes & Noble has the widest selection of Greenway merchandise. Visit them in person inside the LBC on McAllister, online at tulane.bncollege.com. It is now 4-3. Green Wave have chipped back in, and they have the tying run at second. We play in the third. This is Tulane baseball from Learfield.
This is WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans, reading fine print, and the home of Tulane sports. Roll Wave.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Elm Paint, the paint experts of Louisiana. And by Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Fans, join us this weekend for opening weekend in Uptown when Tulane takes on Harvard on Friday, February 20th. The first 500 fans receive a free schedule koozie. First pitch at 6:30, then Saturday at 1. Be one of the first 250, and you get a short sleeve Tulane hoodie. The series closes Sunday at 12 noon. Tickets for all 3 games available right meow at TulaneTix.com. It's opening weekend in Uptown. Be in our number. We got ourselves a rather old-school midweek baseball game unfolding here. Tulane trailing UCLA 4-3. And the first Bruins pitcher out of the bullpen is the righty sophomore C.J. Bott, 6'2", 200 out of Scottsdale. That is Arizona. Bott making his season debut after 21 games last year, an ERA of 5. And he will see Trent Leolis for the first batter of his 2026 campaign. Nolan Naraki with an RBI double. He's over at second. And a delayed spin and throw to second will send Naraki back feet first. Leolis popped out to start off his afternoon. 2 o'clock here in Los Angeles. Game moves up 4 hours to try and avoid some rain coming in again later on tonight. Leolis takes a little bit low on a change, and it's ball 1 on the Tulane first baseman. Trent Leolis, who cracked 16 home runs last year with Northwestern, second most in Wildcat history. He takes an off-speed up and in. Northwestern set a program record for home runs last year. Leolis actually has played in Turchin Stadium before, back as a sophomore when Tulane opened the year against Northwestern. Tardy swing on a fastball and fouls it off. 2 balls and 1 strike. In fact, this game right here is the most recent matchup with a Big Ten opponent since that Northwestern series 2 years ago. I misspoke earlier. I do that a lot. Tulane playing a ranked team today as a 2-1 pitch. Slow roller down the first baseline. Lavu was playing in a little bit, and he's able to track it down and take it to the bag. Naraki will take third, but now 2 away for Tanner Chun, who drew a walk back in the first. So last year, Tulane did see a ranked opponent. Southern Miss was ranked 13th when the Green Wave played the Golden Eagles for their 1 game back in April of 2025. Lost that game. The last time Tulane has beaten a ranked team was 2 years back when they swept East Carolina at home. ECU was ranked number 6 at the time. Tanner Chun takes a tight slider for a strike. Last time Tulane played the number 1 team in the nation was back in 2023 when they hosted LSU. 0-1 in there with a fastball at 92. 0-2 on Tanner. 2023 was also the last time Tulane played UCLA. They were out here for 3 games. Played UCLA, USC, and Sacramento State in the Dodgertown Classic. Lost that game. UCLA leads the overall head-to-head series 6-2. Naraki 90 feet away from tying the game, but Chun in an 0-2 count. As Bott sets the belt buckle, kicks and delivers. Yanks the slider down and out. UCLA a step to pull in the infield for the 1-2. Tanner smacks it back up the middle, base hit, and that ties the game. So Tanner takes a 2-strike offer and bangs it through to center, and we are all square at 4. Second time on base for the youngster from Honolulu. He grabs his 4th RBI. 2 runs pushed home in the 3rd. They are both charged to Cervantes, whose book is closed after 2 1/3 innings. Now here's A.J. Grunewald. Change up, strike 1. Big wide open stance from the lefty hitting second baseman, and he takes a slight limbo out of the way of an up and in fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tulane is 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position after they were 8 for 41 across the whole Loyola Marymount weekend. That's a batting average of 195. Runner takes off. Pitch is a strike in the knees around the second base, and 1 hops away from the shortstop Chalowski and bangs into center. So give Tanner Chun the stolen base. That's his first of the year. And a Mandeville Seafood stolen base for Tanner Chun, serving the North Shore since 1996. Tanner swiped 7 bags last year. That's just Tulane's 2nd stolen base of the season. Naraki had one over the weekend. Now 1-2 on Grunewald. And he drills one in the air to right, charging in, and a diving grab by Peyton Brennan. Terrific play for one of the best defenses in the nation. He takes away a base hit and an RBI from A.J. Grunewald. And that will do it here in the top of the 3rd. But Tulane grabs a pair, and we are all tied at 4 here in Los Angeles. You're listening to Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Barbara, and you're listening to WRBH 88.3 FM, reading fine print down in New Orleans. Thank you for listening.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Tulane Orthopedics, the leaders in orthopedic care in the Gulf South. Brian Subaru. Family, Subaru, and love. That's Brian Subaru. Louisiana Blue. For life's moments, big and small, Louisiana Blue is there for you. The right card, the right care. And by CCI Productions. Any project, any size. We'll get the job done.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Tulane women's basketball is back home Thursday night to take on Memphis in our annual Play for K game. The first 100 fans to the doors will receive a special pink shirt to help support the fight against breast cancer. Head to TulaneTix.com now. Get your seats for just $5. It's Tulane and Memphis in Uptown Thursday, February 19th. Tip-off at 6:30. Tulane women's basketball at Memphis tonight. Rescheduled game from a couple weeks back when Memphis was inundated with an ice storm. And so you've got a doubleheader here on the network and on WRBH today. 6:40 the airtime from the Roan Fieldhouse at U of M. Paul Boron will bring you the action for Tulane women's basketball tonight, 7 o'clock the tip-off. But here, a lot of things to figure out. Bottom of the 3rd, Tulane and UCLA tied at 3. Blaze Wilsinski out to start his first clean inning of work, and he pipes in a fastball to Peyton Brennan, who just had a terrific diving grab in right field to retire the Tulane 3rd. Brennan hit a slow chopper down the first base line to end the first inning. Righty-lefty matchup. Wilsinski kicks, fires the 0-1 pitch, and a good-looking breaking ball, but it just misses underneath the zone, and Brennan held his swing. 1-1 on the UCLA right fielder. Sun flashing back out all of a sudden. Stick around, buddy. We like you. 1-1. Brennan pulls one to first. Gobbled up by Leolis after he loses it. Gets it back, throws to Wilsinski, and he's able to cover the base in time to beat a hustling Brennan. And hold up. They might put our boy Patrick to work here. John Savage thinking about it. The umpires are coming together. I am sitting in a booth with the replay available to me. Patrick, right there. Yeah, fist pound, buddy. There are times when I'm on the road to the basketball when I'm sitting next to the bench, where I'm also, the other side of me is the replay. But it's rare. I never get this with baseball. So a 3-1 putout of Brennan for the first out of the third. Aiden Aguayo now up, tied at 4. And he takes a changeup for a strike. What luxury here. I actually came here expecting to be sitting outside. That's the case with most Southern California ballparks, but I had to sit next to my new friend Patrick. The 0-1 waits back for a curveball and fouls it away. Aguayo sends it right over my position. 0-2. And this is ultimately even more helpful to all of you because I know watching this game is a challenge. It's on Big Ten Network Plus, which means you have to be a subscriber to that. A lot of you back in New Orleans probably are not. Wilsinski in front, 0-2. And he runs the changeup down and in. Harrison a couple steps deep in the hole at short for the 1-2 to Aguayo. Chop foul right at the plate. Tulane in the green uniform tops with the gray pinstripe bottoms. All blues for UCLA, tops and bottoms. Wilsinski the 1-2. Aguayo pulls a slider foul. Count remains 1-2 on the freshman Aguayo. One of the two true freshmen in the lineup today, Dominic Cadiz, is the other. He is batting 9th in the DH slot. By and large, a very old, wise team here in the UCLA lineup. 1-2, down and away. UCLA returns the most production of any team in the country from last year. Team that made a charge to Omaha, the 2-2 pitch. Driven towards left field, and then is going to get down for a one-out single. So Aguayo reached on an error to open the door in the second. Now clubs a hit to left. Cashel Duggar brought Aguayo in last inning with a single to center. 83% of what UCLA put on the field last year is back this year. That is on the mound and at the plate collectively. Just take out the plate, 85% of that's back. Change up outside of the lefty Duggar. 78% of their mound work. For a team that won 48 games, had the largest win increase in the nation from 24 to 25. Had his 19 wins in 2024 and flipped that around in a major way last year en route to a Big Ten championship. Runner bluffs. The 1-0 pitch is golfed down the right field line into the corner. That is on the line. They call it foul. Is Patrick going to have to go to work again? First base umpire Michael Chukerman put his hands up. Now UCLA just lost a challenge. They really go for 2 in 1 inning. Looks like they will hold. Count 1-1 here on Duggar as he returns. Patrick says it was foul. I like Patrick. We are tied at 4 here in the third. 1 on, 1 out for the Bruins. Wilsinski from the stretch. Snaps the throw back over to first and chases Aguayo back. UCLA's charge to Omaha last year included beating UTSA in the Super Regionals here in this ballpark. Another throw over. Swept the Roadrunners after UTSA's incredible regional win in Austin last year. That puts Tulane and UCLA in very unique company from 2025. First, the 1-1 to Duggar. Sprayed foul down the third base line. Tulane and UCLA are the only teams in the country last year to beat UTSA multiple times, to win a season series against them. Remember, Tulane went 1-2 in the regular season against UTSA, but went 2-0 on them in the tournament. So they went 3-2 on UTSA across the 5 games last year, that juggernaut that Pat Hallmark had. And UCLA went 2-0 in the Supers against the Roadrunners. Count still 1-2 on Cashel-Duggar. Tulane back for a double play. Wilsinski again will spin over to first. With action in the Green Wave bullpen, the lefty Tom Vincent is up. Last inning, Tulane had some cracks and some grounders that they weren't able to capitalize on. They're looking for one here. 1-2 pitch home. Off speed, down and away. Outfield pretty deep for Tulane, especially Chun in center and Haas in right. Throw over to first. Aguayo was leaning a touch, but he was able to scramble back. Aguayo has not attempted a stolen base yet this year. Tulane has yet to catch a runner this season. 5 stolen base attempts against, 5 allowed. But a controversial one Saturday at LMU. 2-2. Duggar gulfs one into left field. Wood, not much movement needed. Maybe a couple steps out and back. And he is there for out number 2. So a lengthy battle there. Wilsinski with a couple of tosses to first to really grind out that at-bat with Duggar, but he wins it. 2 away, and here is the former Texas Longhorn, Will Gasparino. Gasparino drew a walk back in the second. That was the final appearance for J.D. Rodriguez. He goes an inning plus, 4 runs, but has 1 of those earned. All 3 in the second, cross after a throwing error. Throw over to first. Gasparino prepped down at Harvard Westlake here in Los Angeles. His dad, Billy, the vice president of baseball operations with the Dodgers. Of course, Tulane has quite a few connections to the front office of the LA Dodgers. Gasparino shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a fastball strike. Billy Gasparino's boss is Andrew Friedman, Tulane baseball alum. You also got the GM, Brandon Gomes, and a couple guys that are in the scouting department, Jack Crescent, Andy Cannizaro, for the back-to-back World Series champions. Toss over to first again, and Aguayo sliding back, getting that royal blue jersey nice and dirty here on this dirt surface. Coming here before the game, with all the rain that has fallen here in LA, there were tractors out. They essentially dug up a new home plate circle when we arrived. Now, of course, they had tarp on the field for all of yesterday. Tulane was not able to practice on this field at all because there is so much rain falling. It's a natural grass surface. It looks lovely. They did good work with all the rain that fell here over the last 36 hours and more coming tonight. 0-1 pitch. Gasparino pulls a slider foul towards his own dugout. And Wilsinski now in the driver's seat, 0-2. All square at 4, bottom of the third. Tulane and UCLA. As the Green Wave closes up their West Coast swing here on this Mardi Gras. Aguayo takes about a 2.5-step lead off of first. And he is chased back again. Wilsinski is nearing the point where he's almost throwing more tosses to first than pitches to the plate. Sets for the 0-2. And a pitch out nearly wound up over the plate. It's 1-2 and nothing doing over at first. It did wind up actually over the plate, but well high. Johnny Elliott, who has an absolute cannon of an arm, is keeping Aguayo honest over there. 1-2 on Gasparino. And the offer is fouled back right to me. Screen stops it from breaking into the booth. One ball and 2 strikes with 2 away in the Bruin third. Naraki hugs the line back of third, and the pitch home. Driven high and deep left field, absolutely destroyed. For Will Gasparino, his second of the year, no doubter. 398 feet out to left to give UCLA a 6-4 lead. Well, that's a shame right there. Wilsinski put a fastball at the knees right down the middle. UCLA has scored in every inning so far today. It's a different level of lineup Green Wave seeing this afternoon as opposed to the front 3 games of the year. 44 strikeouts against LMU, none thus far today. Fastball inside to Dominic Cadiz. You make a mistake and UCLA will definitely call you out on it. Now it's 2-0 on the freshman Cadiz. Last inning, the defensive mistakes for Tulane were proven to be costly, and there, just a missed spot on the fastball, and it's now 6-4. Cadiz takes the 2-0 and pops it high in the air down the first baseline. Foul ground, Leolis over to the sidewall, and this will drop into the Tulane bullpen. Dominic Cadiz, another one of the freshmen that opted to come to UCLA instead of sign professionally. Just like today's starting pitcher, Angel Cervantes, Cadiz was picked in the 15th round by the Brewers and opted to come to LA. He is from down the road in Sherman Oaks. Third baseman by trade, DHing today. 2-1, chopping ball towards third. There is Naraki, sets, throws another low throw, and Leolis had to go down to his backside to snipe it. He was able to hang on to this one. It's 2 plays now where Naraki has had some adventure getting across the diamond. The third out in the books, but not before Will Gasparino launches one out to left to give UCLA a 6-4 lead. We go to the 4th. This is Tulane Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Jamie Attenberg, and you're listening to WRBH Reading Radio 88.3 FM here in New Orleans, reading fine print.
Perfect.
Love it.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Tulane Orthopedics, the leaders in orthopedic care in the Gulf South. Brian Subaru. Family, Subaru, and love. That's Brian Subaru. Louisiana Blue. For life's moments, big and small, Louisiana Blue is there for you. The right card, the right care. And by CCI Productions. Any project, any size. We'll get the job done.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Tulane now trailing UCLA 6-4. We move to the 4th inning. Fans, the Green Wave Talent Fund is your chance to directly impact Tulane's ability to succeed on the field and the court. Help support our efforts of recruiting and retaining championship caliber student athletes with a gift to the Green Wave Talent Fund. Help grow the NIL opportunities Tulane can provide our athletes. Learn more by calling the Green Wave Club at 504-865-5356. Corey Glore with you from Jackie Robinson Stadium. Eric Dax back in the WRBH studios. Big thanks to Kevin Wyatt for filling in over the weekend down the road at Loyola Marymount. I was able to get on a flight here yesterday for this game here, flying back with this team tonight. Tulane will fly through the night to get back to New Orleans. Then I'm off to Denton tomorrow with Tulane men's basketball Thursday night. It's that time of year. I'll be with you on a couple of different networks for the next couple of weeks. My patience might run thin. Don't fret, it's not personal. New pitcher on the hill for UCLA. It is the freshman right-hander Zach Strickland from Arcadia, California, 6'2", 200. He will see 8, 9, and 1 in the Green Wave order. Now he works with a lead. And Matthias Haas will be the first batter he will see. CJ Bott gets 1 out, and that's it for him. First pitch, fastball, runs off the plate outside to Matthias Haas, who grounded out back in the second. Matthias sends a fly ball in the air to left, but just a touch on the end of the bat. Deep fly ball, but Dean West was there, about 10 feet shy of the track.
Walking up to the plate for the Green Waves, the catcher number 44, Johnny Elliott.
So first career out in the books for Zach Strickland. He makes his UCLA debut here today. Was a perfect game All-American in high school. Johnny Elliott takes a slider outside at 83. Tulane catcher popped out in a shallow right field in the second. Celebrating his birthday today, the former USC Trojan, the Newport Beach native. Fastball outside. A lot of Southern California ties on the Tulane roster. And not to mention Jay Ullman, Redondo Beach. 2-0 offer. Fly ball into center field. Can of corn for Gasparino. And 2 quick outs here for Strickland in the fourth. Back to the top of the order for Kaikea Harrison, who was 1 for 2. Singled on the first pitch of the game. Came in to score on the Jason Wax double. And then closed up the second with a grounder to second. Showing bunt, pulling it back, and taking a strike. Harrison down in an 0-1 count. There are 8 guys on this team from California, 7 from Southern California. The 0-1 hops in. That's not exactly intentional from Jay Ullman, just because he's a Southern California guy, but a lot of these guys coming in from the transfer portal. You also got a couple Arizona kids, couple Hawaii kids. 1-1 fastball darts up and away at 93. Now, Jay likes coming out here to play. Of course, this time of year, whether it's the opening weekend of the year or further down the season, Tulane always gets out of town as Harrison grounds one to short. Circling around it is Cholowski. And he slings it across the diamond for a 3-up, 3-down frame in Strickland's collegiate debut. Fans, the Alvin Blue Society is Tulane Athletics Leadership Giving Society, made up of the Wave's most ardent and generous supporters. Alvin Blue goes above and beyond to impact our student athletes' ability on and off the field. To learn more about the Alvin Blue Society, call the Green Wave Club at 504-865-5356. Our score remains Bruins 6, Green Wave 4. We go to the home fourth. This is Tulane baseball from Learfield.
This is WRBH, New Orleans, 88.3 FM and WRBH.org.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Tulane Orthopedics, the leaders in orthopedic care in the Gulf South. Brian Subaru. Family, Subaru, and love. That's Brian Subaru. Louisiana Blue. For life's moments, big and small, Louisiana Blue is there for you. The right card, the right care. And by CCI Productions. Any project, any size. We'll get the job done.
Smokey the Bear.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
When you're out of town and want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the Varsity Network app, available on both Apple and Android. Listen to college sports live anywhere with the Varsity Network app. Coming back to you from Los Angeles, California. The sun's back out. Stick around. We like you a little bit more than the alternative. As we hit the home fourth inning with UCLA leading 6-4, it's time for a fresh pitcher for Tulane, presented by Coors Light. Tulane fans choose chill, and it's the Green Wave debut of the left-hander Tom Vincent. 6'3", 225, the grad student from Houston, comes in to Tulane in an in-conference transfer. Last 4 years at Rice, and last year dealt with a ton of injuries. In fact, it's been a bit of a theme of his 5 years thus far. Vincent, with just 4 appearances last year, 3 innings of work, also had a redshirt year his freshman year at Texas A&M, 63 total appearances in 4 years at Rice. When he is on and healthy, his fastball will sit in the mid-90s. Got a slider as well. And he will see the top 3 of the Bruins order: Dean West, Rock Chalowski, and Mulavai Lavu. Blaise Wilsinski goes 2 innings, gives him a pair of runs on the home run from Gasparino. Showing bunt, stabbing at it, and going through it is Dean West for strike 1. West is 0 for 2, has flown out to Ty Wood and left both times. This game originally set for a 5 o'clock Pacific start, but moved up to 1 o'clock with rain approaching from the Pacific. 0-1 pitch, West again squares and drags it nicely down the first base line. Vincent fields, backhand flip to first, and it's dropped by Leolis. Well, that's the 3rd time which Trent probably could have been able to make that play. Even though it was tricky, Vincent hustled over and made a terrific barehand grab and flip, but Trent just dropped it. So leadoff man on, and a speedy one at that, and Dean West on the infield single. And here's Chalowski. Homered on the first pitch he saw back in the first, was intentionally walked in the second. Slider through the glove of Elliott all the way to the backstop. And that's 2 blunders with the glove here that have now put West in scoring position. That is a pass ball on Elliott after Leolis dropped the flip from Vincent. So Vincent, through not much of his own accord here, is in a jam. 1-0 pitch. Chalowski takes a fastball strike on the inside corner at 92. Tulane's decision to intentionally walk Chalowski in the second backfired. That loaded the bases, and then Mulavai Lavu came up and banged a 2 RBI single into center. Chalowski takes a backdoor breaking ball for a strike. 1-2. Vincent trying to get a strikeout of maybe the best hitter in the country. Not there. Fastball at 92, runs elevated. 2 balls and 2 strikes. West with speed over at second. 2-2. Chalowski pounds it foul down the third base line. The former Rice Owl, Tom Vincent, sets and fires the 2-2. Chalowski drives it high in the air to right field. Haas is back. He's at the track. He is at the wall, and it's gone. A 2-run home run the opposite way for Rock Chalowski, his second home run of the game. is now 8-4. Fastball above the zone. And Chalowski with a very snappy swing to drive it out the other way, 393 feet. And things are getting away here from the Green Wave in the fourth. There was a brief chat from the umpires after that. And it's because, my guess here, as Lavu takes a strike on the outside corner. After he hit that home run, Chalowski actually kind of turned around and pointed, from my vantage point, it looked like towards the stands, but I think the umpires initially thought maybe he was directing something to the Tulane dugout, but then it got clarified pretty quickly that he did not. Lavu lines one past a diving Leolis into right field. He is 3 for 3. Vincent has not been able to get an out here, 3 batters in, albeit against a top 3 that as good as anybody's in the country. First one could have been an out. Leolis dropped the flip on the bunt from West. Well, these last 2 have been screamers off the bat of Chalowski and now Lavu. Roman Martin takes a fastball inside, and that gets away from Elliott as well. And Lavu in his second standing. And here comes head coach Jay Ullman. There is just now a pitcher in the pen for Tulane. That is the second pass ball of the inning for Elliott. Fans ABC Title is the official auto title partner of Tulane Athletics. Take your DMV needs to ABC Title for scary fast service with 7 convenient locations, including one right across the street from Turchin Stadium. ABC Title, get road ready in record time. So it is now 8-4 Tulane. UCLA is not impenetrable. I mean, they just lost Sunday in the finale to UC San Diego. It's not like you have to be perfect to beat the number 1 team in the country in baseball. Baseball is a sport decided by 3 or 4 moments across 3 or 4 hours. But you do have to play clean at the minimum, and Tulane has definitely not played cleanly today. They do only have 1 error on the board, but that opened the floodgates in the second. A lot of plays that could be made that just haven't been put into the books here from the Wave in the first 4 frames. After the conversation, the 1-0 pitch. Martin takes a bender for a strike. Vincent is not exactly missing the zone here. The homer to Chalowski was a fastball up. He has only missed the zone 3 times in 11 pitches. 1-0 pitch, 1-1 pitch, the slow chopper to short, tough play for Harrison. He charges, gobbles, throws to first in time. And that's the first out of the Bruin fourth.
Now batting, number 11, Peyton
Brings up Peyton Brennan, who has bounced out twice. 8-4 UCLA. We play in the bottom half of the fourth. Start diving into our first look at the out-of-town scoreboard today. A lot of action around the American. Lefty-lefty matchup, pitch home. It's a fastball high at 93. The out-of-town scoreboard presented to you by Manning Family Children's, the health experts for kids. We start in Alabama, UAB on top of North Alabama 4-3. That is in the 5th inning. UAB has one of the marquee wins in the league early on this year. Opening day, one at Florida. Ball 2 drops low on a fastball. UAB would lose the next 2 games in Gainesville, but Casey Dunn got off on a good start against the now number 12 team in the nation, the Florida Gators. 2 balls in, no strikes on Brennan. Slider down and away. Charlotte seeing a ranked team today as well. They are at number 15, Clemson. It is not going well for the 49ers. It is 10-0 Tigers. That is in the 5th. 3-0. And Brennan takes all the way and takes a heater for a strike at 93. Memphis hosting Little Rock today. That is tied at 2. They're in the bottom of the second. Memphis 2-1 in the early going this year. Got 2 teams that are unbeaten heading into play today. As the 3-1 misses outside, ball 4 to Brennan. Third walk of the game for Tulane pitching. First for Vincent. Puts 2 runners on for Aiden Aguayo. As Will Clements is now getting loose in the wave pen. 8-4 Bruins, bottom of the 4th. UTSA is one of those unbeaten teams. They're 3-0. They are hosting Illinois Chicago today and trailing 1-0 in the second. Strike 1 piped in to Aguayo, who has reached base twice. 1 via base hit, 1 via throwing error. He has scored 2 runs. And the pitch. Check swing. I think he went. Yes, he did. Good off speed down and in from Vincent. There was an early eyebrow-raising moment for UTSA over the weekend when their pitcher Robert Orlowski left with an injury. 0-2 is cut on and missed. Strike 3 as Aguayo chases a high fastball from Vincent. That is Tulane's first strikeout of the day. It's presented by Mini Mall Storage, simple, secure storage. So the first K in the books comes with a second out of inning number 4. Cashel Duggar. Man, I cannot say that name. Cashel Duggar. Is his family here? I really need to talk to them. No, they're in Colorado. I'm calling him Cash. And he takes a breaking ball down and away. This is where I maintain there needs to be a job in maternity wards of people solely there to tell a family that should not be a child's name. Cashel Duggar. You got to put that out in the world verbally before you put that to paper. 2 on, 2 out for Duggar. Fastball high at 93. So Robert Orlowski, the UTSA pitching wizard, Friday left with a shoulder injury. And the way that UTSA pitching staff is structured, they lose some of their pitching from last year, but that is kind of a piggyback starter rotation. One guy goes 5, another goes 4. 2-0 pitch. 3-0. And if Orlowski is down for a stretch of time, then that really reshuffles how UTSA operates. Now, keep in mind, the Roadrunners last year only had about 8 pitchers that they truly used, and they still blew everyone out of the water in the league and made the Super Regionals. 3-0. There's a strike called outside corner. Not a lot of folks thinking too much of UTSA this year, which I'm a little surprised by because, yes, even though some pitchers are gone there, that lineup is still a mash unit. 3-1. Just gets the outside corner as Vincent on 93. And from 3-0, he has now worked it full on Cash Duggar. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lavu over at second. Brennan at first. They will each get a head start here. Vincent looks back to Lavu at second and delivers the payoff. Spoiled job and nicely done by Duggar. Laces it into the bullpen down the left field line. Top of the 4th inning, Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Good luck finding that on a map. Campbell leading East Carolina 1-0 in the 4th. East Carolina dropped 2 of 3 to open the year against Xavier. Pretty good Big East team. Vincent the 3-2. Golfed into shallow left center field. Wood racing over, and he is there to make the running grab. That retires the side. But Rock Chalowski strikes again. A 2-run opposite field shot. Bruins leave a pair, but we go to the fifth. Our new score, UCLA 8, Tulane 4. Fans Baseball Flexbooks are the perfect way to make the Green Wave part of your busy schedule this spring. For just $100, get 10 tickets to any home game. Use them how you want. 1 ticket for 10 games, 10 tickets for 1 game, or anything in between. It's up to you. Head to TulaneTix.com. Get your Flexbooks today. To the fifth after this. You're listening to Green Wave Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, my name is Pamela Franco, and you're listening to WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Malcolm M. Dinas, CPA. Integrity, professional responsibility, service. Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. And by Acadian Ambulance. BecomeAmedic.com.
Did you know that even if Americans disagree, there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected? Simply talking to someone with different political beliefs about life, not politics. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
60 years of treating customers right with quality vehicles and a no-hassle buying experience continues right now at Brian Subaru. Get incredible finance and lease rates on all new Subaru models. Family Subaru in love, that's Brian Subaru. Going to wager they're not open today. Pretty much nothing is. Happy Mardi Gras. Might be winding your festivities down here today. Hope you had a wonderful carnival season. A safe, happy blitz to today. Here it's Tuesday. And Tulane trailing UCLA 8-4. We start the fifth inning, 2, 3, and 4 for the Green Wave. Ty Wood to lead things off. Zach Strickland back on the hill for a second inning. And the first pitch is swung on and shot foul. Fastball sent right straight down to the plate. Wood batting left-handed here, where he has all day, the switch hitter. Singled and scored in the first, popped out in the third. Only switch hitter now technically on this Tulane roster, and you might be thinking to yourself, I know of one guy last year as a switch hitter on this team who returns as Wood fouls it back. That is Nate Johnson, the corner infielder and the California kid. Well, let me tell you, friend, Johnson's dealing with a left shoulder issue, and that has made him a left-handed only hitter. 0-2. One hopped in from the freshman Strickland. To say hello to many of you who are tuning in, listening, wherever you might be, including my boss on this Mardi Gras, who's glad I made a friend in Patrick. Thank you, Steve. Happy Mardi Gras. Hello to Chase Williams, friend of the network as well. Strickland with a 1-2. Reaches out for a breaking ball and pops it into left field. Easy play for West. And Strickland in his collegiate debut is 4 up and 4 down.
The next batter for the Green Waves, DH 22, Jason Wax.
Jason Wax has had a good day, couple of doubles. Brought in a pair of runs in the first. Then scored off of his 1-out 2-bagger back in the third when Tulane would tie the game at 4, but 4 in a row put up by the Bruins. Wax was a late lift from right field today, switches to DH as he backs out of a way of a fastball. And that is something that keep an eye on here as the year goes. Jason's been dealing with a bit of a hip thing. It's kind of a little bit of irritation, and there are days like what happened Saturday at LMU and what's going on today in which he might be off the field defensively. He also was a defensive sub switch out in those 2 games that Tulane would win at LMU. 2-0 now the count here on Jason. But it's going to be a management thing for Jason. But things like straight line running, that's what he told me, that's where the biggest issue can flare up. So things like this will happen where he'll get a day off defensively. He takes a strike. 2-1. Back to the out-of-town scoreboard. Mentioned East Carolina trailing Campbell 1-0. ECU, the preseason pick to win the league, and we're in some of the top 25s around the country. Strickland deals as Wax nearly took the head off of his head coach, Jay Ullman, down the third base line. Line foul, and it's 2-2. Cliff Godwin's group returns a lot of last year's team that wound up winning Clearwater, beat Tulane to do it. Two and two. One hopped in again from Strickland. And the count full up now here on Jason. 8-4 UCLA, top of the fifth. Games that are about to get cranked up around the league include Florida Atlantic playing host to Missouri today. FAU 1-2. 3-2. Slow chopping ball to short. Second bounce. Waist high for Rock-Chalosky. And there's two away. Cloud cover back. A sliver of blue sky behind right center field, but that is to our east, and so that means it's leaving. Nolan Naraki cracked an RBI double last time up in the third. He is 1 for 2. South Florida about to take on North Dakota State down in Tampa, and Rice about to get underway with our friends down the road in Lafayette. The Owls hosting the Ragin' Cajuns in Houston. Ball one low and a slider. Strickland quick to the plate and delivers. Down and in. Couple teams have 5-game weeks this week, including South Florida. They've got 2 with North Dakota State. 1 today, 1 tomorrow. 2-0 offer. Fastball on the outer third at 93. Rice has a 5-game week in store. They've got Louisiana today. They've got Purdue in town tomorrow. And then East Carolina home tomorrow against Northern Illinois. My beloved Huskies. Slider called strike 2. Naraki did not like that pitch. He thought it was a touch low. So now from 2-0 to 2-2. 3-man shift on the UCLA infield for the righty Naraki. Strickland kicks, fires. And that one's lined into left field, and he's going to hit it right over the shift for a 2-out single. 7th hit of the game for Tulane. And it brings up the aforementioned Nate Johnson. Just told you about him. This is in place of Leolis. So the sophomore from Thousand Oaks, which is just north of here. He will take over at first base, most likely. Leolis has had a tricky day defensively there. Leolis, 0-2 for the day, and now a pinch runner in for Naraki as James Agabitis will grab first base and come into the infield in the bottom of the 5th. So Nate Johnson pinch batting here. And now the true lefty hitter, no longer a switch batter, will take up and away. Johnson played a couple of games over the weekend off the bench, was 1 for 1 at the plate. And Agabitis taking a 3-step lead off of first. Strickland pipes in a fastball at 92. One American Conference team that is not in action this midweek, that is Wichita State. They played 4 games over the weekend, went 4-0. That's going to be a little bit of a theme for Wichita State moving forward. They have a few 4-game weekends and no midweeks on the horizon. Johnson spins out of the way, and it's a strike call in the inside corner. Now it's 1-2. Shockers swept 4 from Northern Colorado over the weekend. They are off to Honolulu for a 4-game series with Hawaii this weekend. 1-2. Johnson takes a fastball up and away. Second year in a row, Wichita State's actually visited the Rainbow Warriors. Last year, they played 3 against Hawaii, and then they lost to a Division III team out there, Chaminade. Runner bluffs, 2-2. Popped high in the air, foul ground, third base side. There's some room over here in front of the dugout. Martin over into the coach's box, and he reels it in. That will do it for the Green Wave here in the 5th. Riptide's Kids Club is the official kids club of Tulane Athletics. For $25, all children 6th grade and under receive exclusive merchandise, experience unique game day activities, and free tickets to every Sunday baseball game. Join Riptide's Kids Club today at TulaneGreenWave.com/Kids Club. 2-out singles left aboard. We are halfway home here in Los Angeles. Our score remains UCLA 8, Tulane 4. This is Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, my name is Peter Spira, and you're listening to WRBH, New Orleans, 88.3 FM, reading fine print.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Coors Light. Tulane fans choose chill. Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. And by The Carrollton, New Orleans' newest premier assisted living and memory care community.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Hey fans, put a smile on your face by getting a delicious gourmet hot dog from Dat Dog, with 2 locations just minutes from Turchin Stadium, one on Ferret Street, one on Magazine, and another down on Frenchman. Elevate your dog experience today at Dat Dog. 10 T-Box here in Los Angeles, with Tulane trailing the number 1 team in the nation 8-4. The UCLA Bruins, some defensive switches for the Green Wave as Will Gasparino steps to the plate. Straight changes all around here. Nate Johnson in for Trent Leolis over at first, and James Agabidas takes over at third for Nolan Naraki. Tom Vincent back out on the hill for his second inning of work. Will Gasparino cracked a 2-run home run last time up in inning number 3. That came off of Blaze Wilsinski. Fastball on the inside corner at 90. Three-man shift on the left side of the diamond for the Tulane infield. Sidearm fastball down and away at 91. So Tom Vincent, 4 years at Rice, including through the coaching switch that happened middle of last season. 1-1, slider down and in. 2-1 on Gasparino. Went from Jose Cruz Jr., he got canned midway through the year, and David Pierce, our old friend, took over. Then he departs. Vincent, he finds a home here with the Wave. 2-1 is chop foul. Only 4 games last year due to injury, and his final appearance last year came against Tulane, when Tulane hosted Rice. That was early on in David Pierce's tenure. That was about a week in. Tulane will see Rice to close the year this year in Houston. 2-2. And it brushes Gasparino on the midsection, and he is on with a hit by pitch. Third time UCLA has gotten the leadoff man on, and each one of them has been somewhat charitable from the Green Wave. Back in the second, the throwing error from Naraki got Aguayo to reach, and that opened up a 3-run inning. Last inning, it was the drag bunt from Dean West that Vincent fielded and flipped in time, but Vincent got the throw cleanly off, and Trent Leolis dropped it. And now here, the hit by pitch. Dominic Cadiz takes a fastball high. And the pitch. Gets the call on the high slider. Just underneath the script UCLA. Across the front of the chest of Dominic Cadiz. Lights now really starting to take hold. We had 3 o'clock, but the cloud cover began to darken the proceedings a little. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, lifted in the air to center field, hit pretty well. Shun is back, but peels in the break shy of the track and puts away out number 1. Back to the top, Dean West. 1 for 3, that aforementioned bunt single. He would come around to score last inning on the Cholowski home run, his second of the two that he has hit today. UCLA marks the first of 5 opponents Tulane has on their non-conference schedule that are ranked in the preseason D1 baseball top 25. Of course, UCLA ranked number 1. First time they have entered a season as the number 1 ranked team in the country in program history. 1 ball and no strikes. Vincent to West, lefty-lefty. And it hit him in the helmet. Well, that hit by pitch was pretty easy. The first one, Gasparino just barely got grazed. This was a product of last year's Bruins lineup, in which they were 6th in the country at getting hit by pitches, 137 HBPs last year, including Dean West, who had 22 of those. That was a new record for a UCLA player in a single season. And there were 2 others that also hit 20. It was part of this offensive attack. Let's let pitchers make mistakes, hug the plate a little bit, and cause some pressure, and that's exactly what has happened here to Tom Vincent, who now departs after he hits his second batter of the inning. It's time for a fresh pitcher presented by Coors Light. Tulane fans choose chill. It is Will Clements on with 2 on, 1 away in the Bruin 5th. UCLA leading 8-4. You'll return after this as a Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
This is WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans, reading fine print and the home of Tulane sports. Roll Wave.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Malcolm M. Dinas, CPA. Integrity, professional responsibility, service. Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. And by Acadian Ambulance. BecomeAmedic.com.
Some children living in poverty live in pain and isolation, but Mercy Ships is restoring hope to forgotten children and adults through free life-changing surgeries. To learn more about our life-changing work, go to mercyships.org today.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
The Tulane basketball season is winding down, and we need you on Ferret Street for all the action. Head to TulaneTix.com and get your seats inside Fogelman and Devlin for the rest of the men's and women's home slate. The Wave is making their push for Birmingham. You cannot miss a moment. And we are taking you up to tip-off in Memphis today. Tulane women's basketball at the Memphis Tigers. 6:40 the airtime with Paul Boron on the call. 7 o'clock the tip time from El Marone Fieldhouse as rain now starts to fall a little bit here in L.A. Will Clements will take the ball here for the Green Wave. The grad student right-hander, 6'5", 235, out of the Woodlands, Texas. Second appearance of the year for him. And he had an adventurous inning Saturday against Loyola Marymount. Suffered the loss after he gave up 2 unearned runs in his inning of work. Hit a pair of batters, but he was on the mound for a rather controversial replay overturn, which Tulane thought they had the third out of the inning. Runner caught stealing second. It was called out on the field. A 5-minute replay occurred. They overruled it to safe. Tulane would have taken a 4-3 lead in the ninth. Instead, 3 more runs scored for the Lions en route to a 6-4 LMU win. And Clemens sees Rock Cholowski to start, who has homered twice today. Fastball down and in at 93. Rain now intensifying rather quickly here. Even though the bulk of the rain coming this evening, there was the chances for a shower to pop up here and there this afternoon. Little lob line drive towards second, picked up by Grunewald. He'll backhand to second for the lead out. And that is all Tulane would get. Now runners are on the corners for Mulavai-Lavu, who is 3 for 3 today. A couple of singles, a double, 2 RBIs. Those two came in the second. Yeah, I look at the radar right now. There really isn't much of anything on the radar, but this is a hefty amount of rain that has just started falling. And this will send some fans scurrying for what is a total lack of covering here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. There's no overhang at all here. So these fans are going somewhere. So Will Clements, the sinker baller, comes in and immediately has to pitch in a bit of a downpour. First offer slips out of his hands all the way on the backstop. And charging home to score is Gasparino. That makes it 9-4 UCLA. And I mean, the very first thing that's going to go when it starts raining all of a sudden, especially Clements has been warming up with no rain falling. He comes on the mound and immediately starts to shower on him. I mean, the grip's going to go first for a pitcher, and that thing slipped way out of Will's hand. And now 5 straight runs for UCLA to lead by 5. Chalowski takes second, and the 1-0 pitch to LaVue, swinging, fouling straight back. And now just like that, the rain has subsided somewhat. Yeah, and that was like a New Orleans type shower where it didn't even show up on radar, and suddenly there were buckets of rain falling. One ball and 1 strike on Mulavai Lavu. The big lefty hitting first baseman. Second the nation with 85 RBIs last year. He was 1 off the nation lead. Landon Johnson at High Point led everyone last year with 86 ribbies. And that one thrown behind Lavu, and Chalowski will take third. So a couple wild pitches. Some inclement weather for Will Clements. Have brought in a run, and now another one 90 feet away with 2 outs in the 5th. Slight shift to pull on the Tulane infield. Grunewald deep in the hole at second. Lavu cuts through a fastball and misses. Clements has been working on adding a 4-seam fastball into his repertoire. He's been known for that sinker for his 3 years. 2-2. Slow number foul, rolled to the right of the home plate circle and trickles to the Tulane dugout. So the run that comes in is charged to Vincent. No hit on the board in this inning for UCLA, but 2 hit batters, couple wild pitches, a fielder's choice. 2-2 on Lavu. Fastball dives low at 93. Three balls and 2 strikes on Mulavai Lavu. Swung on, shot foul. I got a piece of Elliott. Kicked off of his right shin guard and rolled into the infield. Count remains full on the UCLA first baseman. Big gap in left center field for Lavu. Payoff pitch. And he smacks into right center field for his 4th hit of the day. And that'll plate Chalowski to make it 10-4. Third RBI for Lavu today, and Tulane feeling the brunt of the number 1 team in the nation, and particularly what this lineup will be doing to many teams in the Big Ten this year. That will close the book on Vincent. An inning and a third, 4 runs, 3 hits. Roman Martin takes a strike. And the pitch. Oh! As Will planted his foot, and he didn't release the ball, and that's a balk. Started kind of leaning backwards a little bit more than he usually does, and just forgot to throw the ball. Hey, I fall all the time for no reason. He actually had a purpose. And now a runner on second. Slider yanked down and away. Count levels on Martin. 1 ball, 1 strike. UCLA has scored in every inning today. Pitch home. Down and away. Sun now breaking back out as the rain has stopped. Two balls and a strike. Martin takes a knee-high fastball, strike 2. Things have gotten away from the Wave here in the middle innings. After Tulane tied it at 4 in the third, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 here in the fifth for UCLA. Off speed down and away, and Martin has run the count full. With more action in the Tulane bullpen, a left-hander is up. Jay Ullman just took a step out of the dugout to peer down to see how close that left-hander is to maybe being ready. Got a lefty on deck in Peyton Brennan. 3-2. Check swing, sinker low, and he held ball 4. That'll put 2 runners aboard for the aforementioned Brennan. And here comes Jay Ullman. So he will make another call to the bullpen here on this Tuesday. Fans, PJ's Coffee proudly serves New Orleans. Whether you're stopping in for fresh coffee, fresh baked pastries, or breakfast and lunch offerings, PJ's is something for everyone to savor. PJ's Coffee has been a proud sponsor of Tulane Athletics for over 10 years running. Roll, Wave, roll. Jake Toporek will make his Tulane debut after this. 2 on, 2 in, 2 out here in the UCLA fifth. It is 10-4 Bruins. It's Greenway baseball from their field.
I'm Jamie Wax, a big fan of WRBH Reading Radio 88.3 FM here in New Orleans and WRBH.org, reading fine print. Thank you for listening.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Malcolm M. Dinas, CPA. Integrity, professional responsibility, service. Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. And by Acadian Ambulance. BecomeAmedic.com.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Are you a local business owner looking to boost your brand while directly supporting Tulane student athletes? So Tulane Sports Properties can help. Visit TulaneGreenWave.com/NIL quiz and find out if you're a good candidate to work with a Wave. For more information on how Tulane NIL marketing can work for you, contact Ethan.Hudak at TulaneSportsProperties.com. I'll be back open tomorrow. There's no way any of you out there were working today. Happy Mardi Gras. Coming to you from Los Angeles, California, where Tulane now trailing by a bushel here, 10-4, against the number 1 team in the nation, the UCLA Bruins, and the Tulane debut for the grad student left-hander Jake Toporek from just down the road in Orange County in Dana Point. Toporek, 6'1", 192, transfers in from 4 years at Wagner when he was first team All-Northeast Conference last year, was in the weekend rotation, went 8-1, a 3.49 ERA. Teams hit just .224 against this left-hander. He's got a sinker, a couple of different types of changeups. And now he walks on to the mound here. He is Tulane's 5th pitcher of the day. He relieves Will Clements, who gets 1 out, gives up a hit, a walk, hits a batter, Nope, check that. Vincent hit 2 batters, then Clemens came in for him. And now Toporek on here, third pitcher of this frame. Peyton Brennan, the lefty, 0 for 2 with a walk. Runner at second is Lavu. Runner at first is Martin. First pitch is a slider down and away. Well, the slider is something that is being worked on here. With 2 different types of changes, there might actually been one of those 2. 79 bending away from the lefty Brennan. Goes to another changeup and hits the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned Tulane's non-conference opponents that entered the year in the top 25, and they're all still in there. 1-1 pitch. And on the hands and rolled softly to second. Grunewald boots it. And everybody's safe. Brennan has some speed. Would have been a tricky play, but that'll be the second error of the day on Tulane. It has not been the crispest day defensively for the Tulane infield. 2 errors both on the infield, 2 pass balls from the catcher Elliott. And he had a couple plays at first that Trent Leolis just wasn't able to make that didn't necessarily go as errors. In fact, the error to Nolan Naraki in the second inning, that was one of the harder plays that Leolis is not able to make, but a couple of hoppers that he just couldn't reel in. So an E4 loads the bases for Aiden Aguayo. Toporek fires a fastball in there for a strike. Aguayo reached on that Naraki throwing error in the second, also singled and scored in the third. And now the umpires are coming together, and Toporek nearly got called for a balk. The first base umpire, Michael Chukerman, was checking with the plate umpires to whether or not he actually hit that 45-degree angle in the windup. Your plant foot has to go 45 degrees, essentially splitting the first base line in half. Gets a roller to short, underhand flip to second base. That will retire the side, so Toporek works around the air and leaves him loaded, and that takes us to the 6th inning here in Los Angeles after the Bruins grab 2 more. It is now 10-4 UCLA. It's Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
I'm Clint Smith, writer, teacher, and native son of New Orleans, and you're listening to WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans, reading fine print.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Coors Light. Tulane fans choose chill. Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. And by The Carrollton, New Orleans' newest premier assisted living and memory care community.
Let's put out this campfire.
Dad, Smokey Bear said to
Drown it with water, then stir it with a shovel and repeat until cool.
Wow, where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
The new era of Green Wave Volleyball is here, and 2026 season tickets are now available. Being our number one coach, Dex Schroeder, leads the Wave onto the court this fall for just $50. 2026 volleyball season tickets are available right now at TulaneTix.com or call 504-861-9283. Saw that Coach Dex experience his first Mardi Gras parades throughout the weekend. I wonder what the guy from Canada thinks of Mardi Gras. Well, it will be on the floor come late August. Make sure you're part of it. Tulane baseball will return home after today to open the home slate Friday against Harvard. Looking forward to seeing you all out there at the ballpark uptown. Tulane has 4 innings to work with to try and chip into the 6-run deficit. 10-4 UCLA. The number 1 team in the nation has scored in every frame today. It's the first of 5 teams Tulane sees here in the non-conference that are currently ranked in the D1 baseball poll. The number 2 team in the country, LSU, the defending national champions. They're on the schedule, just 1 game in Baton Rouge. That comes in the back half of the year. a neutral site game against number 4 Mississippi State. That'll be in Biloxi. That's in a couple Tuesdays' time, early March. Tanner Chun leads things off, and he gives it a rip through a fastball and comes up empty. Zach Strickland on his 3rd inning of work now, the true freshman. He's only allowed 1 base runner. That was a 2-out single last inning. Chun's been on twice. He takes a slider, called a strike at the knees. 0-2. In 3 weekends' time, Tulane is visiting number 7 TCU for a 3-game series, and the Horned Frogs are coming here this weekend. Swing and a miss. And Chun down on 3 pitches as Strickland gets him with a slider. That's just the 2nd strikeout today for UCLA pitching. First one since the first out of the game when Angel Cervantes got Nolan Naraki looking. Pinch hitter coming in. Bryson Ayala, true freshman. This is in A.J. Gruneveld's spot, batting 7th. Big, tall middle infielder Bryson Ayala, the true freshman from Melbourne, Florida, 6'5", 210. Could see some time middle of the infield this year. We'll see. He swings the first pitch he sees and pops it into shallow center field. Going to be reeled in by Gasparino. So 2 quick outs here in the Tulane 6th inning. So almost the entire Tulane infield has been swiped out of here after some shaky moments with the glove from those 3 guys in particular. Matthias Haas now with the bases clear and 2 outs in the 6th. Also coming up on the Tulane non-conference schedule, Southern Miss. They're ranked 20th right now. There's a home and home on the books with them this year in the back half of the season. Slider for a strike. Haas 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. And the pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. And Strickland looking for a very efficient 6th inning here. He's sitting on just 6 pitches thus far. Rared that one up to 94. Now the 0-2. 95 upstairs, and Haas goes down swinging. So 2 3-pitch strikeouts for Strickland around a 1-pitch pop-out. And that was a breezy top of the 6th for the Green Wave here in L.A. Fans, the 2026 American Basketball Championship is right around the corner. We need you in our number when the Wave makes their postseason run. Tickets for all the action in Birmingham are now on sale. Head to the American Conference website at theamerican.org and get your seats now. It all begins on March 10th. It remains UCLA 10, Tulane 4. This is Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
You are listening to WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Coors Light. Tulane fans choose chill. Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. And by The Carrollton, New Orleans' newest premier assisted living and memory care community.
Some children living in poverty live in pain and isolation, but Mercy Ships is restoring hope to forgotten children and adults through free life-changing surgeries. To learn more about our life-changing work, go to mercyships.org today.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Fans, it's in to be out on the bayou in Jefferson Parish, a New Orleans neighbor where you can explore the wetlands aboard an airboat, see gators in their natural habitat, relax as you fish the waters of the Barataria, stroll the boardwalks and nature trails, or tap into your adventurous side. An ideal destination for the avid adventurer family seeking to make memories. We are through 5 1/2 here in Los Angeles, and it's all Bruins. They are back to the plate, leading 10-4. Preseason pick to win the Big Ten this year. Unanimous pick to win the Big Ten this year. And right behind them, Oregon. 2 true Big Ten Blue Bloods. Of course, Tulane's head coach, Jay Ullman, used to coach at Oregon. Longtime assistant in Eugene. So he had many tilt with John Savage's group when these two were in the Pac-12. RIP for now. And then Jay Ullman, way back in the day when he was hitting the ball around in Redondo Beach High School, recruited to play at Nevada by John Savage when he was an assistant there. So these two have gone back for a good 30 years now. Cash Duggar takes a fastball high to open up the 6th. Straight change at second base as Ayala takes the spot of Grunewald. 26th year as a head coach for John Savage. 23rd here at UCLA. Toporek deals a fastball inside. And Duggar is 1 for 3 today, is in front, 2 balls and no strikes. First 3 years were at UC Irvine. (2-0). High, strike 1. And expectations sky high for the Bruins this year after they made it to Omaha last year. They were bounced in the 1-1 game by Arkansas in the World Series. 2-1, good changeup, cut on and missed. 2-2. Regular season Big Ten champions, first conference title since 2019 for UCLA. They lost in the Big Ten championship game to Nebraska. 2-2. Swinging a foul into the glove of Elliott, strike 3. So Jake Toporek gets his first strikeout of the day. It's presented by Mini Mall Storage, simple, secure storage. 1 gone here in the 6th.
Number 9, Bill Gasparino.
Not only is Tulane seeing a bunch of ranked opponents this year in the non-conference, UCLA marks the first of 8 teams on Tulane's schedule that made the NCAA tournament last year. All those 5 that I mentioned that are in the rankings this year all made the tourney last year. Will Gasparino, one of the home run hitters today, and there have been a few, takes a strike. Add in the 2 from the American that made the tournament. UTSA, the regular season champion, East Carolina, the tournament champion, and then Creighton. They are in New Orleans for a 3-game series in the middle of March. Change up outside to Gasparino. Creighton led by Mark Kingston. Might remember him from South Carolina or most likely South Florida. 1-1. And that hit Gasparino on the foot. So second time he has been hit. He is learning the ways of the Bruins well here. The Texas Longhorn has been hit twice. This is following his 2-run jack in the 3rd. UCLA with more base traffic, leading 10-4 in the 6th. Dominic Cadiz, nothing for 3, reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd and scored. That was one of those plays which a Tulane play could have been made and it just wasn't. Cadiz, who takes a strike, reached on a slow grounder up the middle with runners at first and second. Tulane got the out at second, but then the relay throw to first was dropped. It wasn't an error because you can't assume that in a double play. Ball outside, snap throw to first is pretty tight to the bag, but Gasparino back diving. So little things like that have cost Tulane today, not to mention 2 home runs from the best player in the nation, Rock Chalowski. That has not helped matters. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Another changeup from Toporek, and Cadiz is way in front. Yeah, the Creighton Blue Jays, Mark Kingston, the head coach there, but our good friend Billy Mole, the pitching coach there. Those 2 coached together at South Florida when Kingston went to South Carolina. Mole got the head job in Tampa. Ground ball off the end of the bat towards second. Ayala to second for 1. Harrison, the turn in time for the double play. 4-6-3. The Mandeville Seafood double play. Tulane's 3rd of the year. They are one of the nation's best at racking those up last season. And they're able to turn UCLA away for the first time today. Fans, make sure you follow Tulane Athletics on all your favorite social media platforms for breaking news and exclusive features all about the Wave. Find the Wave on Instagram, X, Facebook, and TikTok. 10-4 UCLA. We go to the 7th as a Greenway baseball from Learfield.
Hi, my name is Pamela Franco, and you're listening to WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Proud partner of Tulane Athletics. Louisiana Blue. For life's moments, big and small, Louisiana Blue is there for you. The right card, the right care. The Carrollton, New Orleans' newest premier assisted living and memory care community. And by ABC Title, Scary Fast DMV Services.
As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine. MDA empowers people like me to live the best lives we can. Learn more at mda.org today.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
There has never been a better time to be involved with Green Wave Athletics, and if you're a local business owner who wants to be a part of all the action, well, the team at Tulane Sports Properties is ready to hear from you. From social media, branding, sponsorships, to contest promotions, and so much more, Tulane Sports Properties works with you to bring the wave to your business. Find us on the staff directory page at TulaneGreenWave.com and on Instagram, X, and LinkedIn. So UCLA sat down with a 0 on the board for the first time today. Now can Tulane start slicing into this deficit, trailing 10-4. We go the 7th inning, and a new pitcher on the mound for UCLA, the lefty Chris Grotus, redshirt junior from Anaheim Hills, California. That is down in Orange County, south of here. He is one of 4 in this pitching staff that the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association have on the Stopper of the Year watch list. Grotus last year was one of the more trusted Bruin relievers, a .496 ERA in 32 2/3 innings. And he spells Zach Strickland, the true freshman, was terrific. 3 scoreless innings for him. Johnny Elliott leads things off for the Wave. He is 0 for 2. And he swings and drives one high in the air to left center field. West is back. He's at the track. He's in the gap. He looks up, and it's gone. Johnny Elliott, first pitch swinging here in the 7th, and bangs one out for his first Tulane home run and his second career blast, and it's 10-5. The birthday boy with a birthday bomb. Johnny Elliott with a good 8-10 family members here celebrating his birthday, and he sends one out of here to deep left center field. It's a Louisiana Blue home run for life's moments, big and small. Louisiana Blues there for you. The right card, the right care. So a good start to the frame. And back to the top of the order for Kaikea Harrison. Well, that's a nice way to celebrate the birthday. Second appearance of the year for Grotus. Gave up a pair of runs back on Sunday in their loss to UC San Diego. Slider check swing, called a strike on the outside corner to Harrison. Now 3 hits allowed for Grotus here this year, and 2 have left the ballpark. Fastball dives down and away from Kaikea, who is 1 for 3 today. First pitch of the game, banged into right for a base hit, came in to score on the wax double. Tulane led 2-0 right out of the gates today. Just 3 hitters in. Swing and a miss, tried to wait back for the breaking ball, and it was well spotted on the outside corner at the knees. Harrison back in for the 1-2. Lays off the slider down and away. Outfield pretty shallow for UCLA. The 2-2 pitch home. Harrison comes up empty through an off speed. Changeup at the knees, and Harrison down on strikes for the first out of the 7th. 4th strikeout of the game for UCLA, and the first for Grotus. Now Ty Wood will switch to the right side of the plate after going 1 for 3 from the left. He took the second pitch of the game and smacked a base hit to right. He has found his counterpart, Dean West, a couple of times since. 10-5 UCLA. Tulane with the Elliott home run here in the frame. Fastball, strike one, inside corner at the knees. Right-hander in the UCLA bullpen, right-hander in the Tulane bullpen. I also write with my right hand. No balls and one strike on the Tulane left fielder. Grotus winds and delivers. Backdoor slider for strike two. Tell you, I'm not wild about the blue pants that UCLA is breaking out here, the all blues. But everyone rocks the stirrup look with the yellow horizontal stripes, and that's clean. Fastball down and away at 89 to Wood. 1-2. Did get a question whether or not Tulane would be able to wear the Mardi Gras uniforms this weekend, and they did not. Now, to be fair, I don't know if they were even put in the ask with LMU and UCLA. 1-2. Fastball sinks down and out, 2-2 here on Ty Wood. But it is the home team's discretion as to whether or not a road team can wear those uniforms. Not sure if Tulane even made the inquiry or not. But those were clean. 2-2. Slider cuts across the plate, down and in, and from 0-2, Wood has run it full. With one away here in the 7th, down by 5. Tulane with 8 hits on the board to UCLA's 10. 3 of those 10 left the ballpark for the Bruins. Tulane has got their first home run of the day on the first pitch of this inning. 3-2. Hard chopper back up the middle. Cholowski in front of second base, and he slings it across for out number 2. One of the many things about Rock Cholowski, and this might be the most underrated element when people talk about him. Last year, he was credited with 18.3 defensive runs saved. It is not just the fact that he is an absolute monster with the bat. It is that he is a true slick, all-world shortstop. He won the Brooks Wallace Award last year for the top shortstop in the nation, one of the many honors he got. He also got a Gold Glove. Jason Wax is 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles. Slider just off the plate outside. It's an all-around package for Rock Cholowski. And that is why, unless something wild happens, he will be a Chicago White Sox this summer. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball strike on the outside corner. This will be the 3rd year of Jay Ullman's 4 years in which Tulane will be playing the likely number 1 pick in that year's draft. 1-1. Pulled foul down the first base line by Wax. 1-2. 2023, it was Paul Skeens. Tulane saw him in the NCAA Regional that year. And then 2024, at the Corvallis Regional, saw Travis Bazana for Oregon State. And now here this year, unless something truly unthinkable happens, Cholowski will go number 1 this summer. The 1-2. Slider yanked outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, bases clear, 2 outs in the road, 7th. Wax a couple inches off the inside line. The right-hand batter's box awaits the 2-2. Down and away, it kicks away from the catcher, Duggar. Cashel Duggar. Cashel. I hope he's a nice kid, because he has to spend his entire life explaining to people what that name is. Payoff pitch to Jason. And pulled towards the hole at second base. Good charging stop by Aguayu, who is in shallow right field at an angle back to the bag. Gloved it right on the edge of the infield dirt and made a strong throw to first base. Nicely done by the true freshman at second. And that takes us to the 7th inning stretch presented by Capital One, proud partner of Tulane Athletics. Johnny Elliott's first home run of the year gets Tulane a little bit closer. It's now 10-5 Bruins. This is Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Maurice Carlos Ruffin, and you're listening to WRBH Reading Radio 88.3 FM here in New Orleans.
Nice.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? proud partner of Tulane Athletics. Louisiana Blue. For life's moments, big and small, Louisiana Blue is there for you. The right card, the right care. The Carrollton, New Orleans' newest premier assisted living and memory care community. And by ABC Title, Scary Fast DMV Services.
Finish your high school diploma for you and your family. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Greenway Baseball is brought to you by Evergreen Tractor. Tractor, zero turns, or compact construction equipment. Evergreen Tractor is Kubota's top-rated dealer because they deliver the highest level of customer service. From on-site repairs to delivered parts, Evergreen keeps you in the game. Evergreen Tractor, proudly serving New Orleans and the surrounding areas for 45 years. Visit evergreentractor.com. We exit the stretch here in Los Angeles, 10-5 UCLA. In front, back to the plate with the top of the order due up against Jake Toporek. Final game here in Southern California for Tulane. They are eyeing down a 2-2 here in their journeys to the City of Angels before they are back home this weekend to open up the ballpark uptown against Harvard. We'll have fun with that. I'll be with you for games 1 and 2 of that series here along the network. I'll be joined by Joey Brockhoff as well here on the call. Dean West will open up the 7th. It takes a fastball for a strike. 6:30 first pitch on Saturday, 6:15 the airtime. Then 1 o'clock on Saturday, 12:45 will hit the airwaves. Paul Boron has it for you Sunday at 12 noon, 11:45 the airtime. Ball 1 low to West. And Joey Brockhoff will be with us on the radio for these first 2 home weekends of the year. Our broadcasts will also be simulcast on ESPN Plus for not just this series coming up against Harvard, but also against Eastern Kentucky next weekend. 1-1, slow grounder to third. Drawn in was James Agabida's first play for him today. He was right on the edge of the grass. That notch hole in the dirt makes it cleanly and calmly for the first out of the 7th. Rock Chalowski. He has been on base twice. 2 times he did not need to spend much time on there. Solo shot in the first, 2-run blast in the 4th. He's also been intentionally walked and reached on a fielder's choice. And he takes a strike of the knees. Pitch home. Line down the left field line. That is a fair ball and all the way into the corner. This will be at least 2 for Chalowski. He's not going to try anything more extraneously than he has to. He is yet again aboard with his 3rd extra base hit of the day. Just a different level of lineup Tulane seeing today as opposed to what they saw over the weekend. No offense to LMU, which is a team and program that's usually built on putting up some runs. This is a different animal. And Tulane will see some big, thick lineups this year. Strike 1 on the outside corner to Lavu, who has yet to be retired today. He's got 4 hits. Not just those non-conference teams that I mentioned, the ranked teams from last year's tournament. We got a couple teams in the league. The Americans pretty much built on lineups. 0-1 pitch. Hit hard, deep right field. Haas into the gap, lays out, and he makes the grab. Oh my, what a play. Matthias Haas ranging over into shallow right center field and making a Superman dive in the gap to take one away from Lavu. Second out of the 7th. That was a gnarly play by the 7th-year man out of Oakland. Chalowski takes 3rd on the tag. Here comes Jay Ullman. And I think that'll be it for Toporek. And it will indeed be a call of the bullpen. So time for a fresh pitcher presented by Coors Light. Tulane fans choose chill. So Jake Toporek comes in and thus far puts a 0 on the board. And now Tulane will go to pitcher number 6 on this afternoon. We'll tell you who after this. 10-5 UCLA. We play in the home 7. This is Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Jamie Attenberg, and you're listening to WRBH Reading Radio 88.3 FM here in New Orleans, reading fine print.
Perfect.
Love it.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Proud partner of Tulane Athletics. Louisiana Blue. For life's moments, big and small, Louisiana Blue is there for you. The right card, the right care. The Carrollton, New Orleans' newest premier assisted living and memory care community. And by ABC Title, Scary Fast DMV Services.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
First appearance of the year for the sophomore right-hander Michael Devaney, 6'5", 190 out of Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. Last year, at his 10 appearances out of the Greenway bullpen, gave up 17 runs in his 10 1/3 innings of work, and so he went to the workshop and changed things mainly with his arm slot. Talked about this in the Tulane dugout show a little bit with Jay Ullman about the variation of Tulane's pitchers in terms of they're delivering the baseball. Back on Sunday, I had a guy like Sam Larson who was almost straight over the top. And now you have Michael Devaney, who has gone to a true sidearm delivery. His arm angle registers at 1 degree, so as just 1 tick above a true sidearm pitcher after he was 3/4 last year. Sinker, slider, changeup for the big right-hander Michael Devaney out of Pennsylvania. He relieves Jake Toporek, who goes 2 scoreless innings thus far. He's responsible for Chalowski over at third. A terrific diving grab by Matthias Haas for the second out of this inning. And now Devaney makes his season debut. He will see Roman Martin, who is 0 for 3 with a walk. First pitch, fastball inside corner at 87. Three-man shift on in the Tulane infield for the righty swinging third baseman. And the 0-1. Call to strike inside corner, maybe a touch elevated just underneath the letters, but gets the call from the plate umpire Anthony Norris. So now Devaney quickly in front, 0-2. Looks to finish off the 7th and leave Chalowski at third. Comes home. Fastball up and away. Shift remains on despite 2 strikes on Martin. Was popped out, flown out, grounded out prior to his walk in the 5th. 1-2 from Devaney. Shot down the right field line. Tough play for Haas. He is not going to get there. It drops 4 feet fair. And it'll make it 11-5 as UCLA gets the run back. A bleeding double for Roman Martin down the right field line. That 2-seamer snuck too much back over the plate there for Devaney. And Martin able to knock a double down the right field line. Gets his 5th RBI of the year. So the Bruins answer back here in the 7th. And that run will go to Jake Toporek. His book is now closed. Peyton Brennan's been on twice. Once via walk, once via error. Swing and a miss. Blows a sinker past at 88. 0-1 on the UCLA right fielder. Pitch home. Brennan pops it up into right center field. Tanner Chun into the alleyway will reel it in, and that will do it. But UCLA gets another run back. 2 doubles in the frame, one from Chalowski and the other from Martin. And we are through 7 in Los Angeles. Our new score, UCLA 11, Tulane 5. This is Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
You're listening to it all. Where? WRBH 88.3 FM. Where? New Orleans.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. Brian Subaru, family, Subaru, and love. That's Brian Subaru. Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. And by Boudreaux's Jewelers. A gift from Boudreaux's Jewelers says it all. A New Orleans tradition since 1933.
Smokey the Bear. After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
6 outs left to try and get 6 runs on the board here for Tulane, trailing the number 1 team in the nation, 11-5, the UCLA Bruins, inflicting some offensive will on the Green Wave here this afternoon. UCLA coming off of taking 2 of 3 against UC San Diego over the weekend. They have an early season high in runs scored. They have hit 3 home runs today, 2 from Rock Chalowski, who Tulane has not been able to retire. Boulevi Lavu, 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. This 1-2 punch as good as any in the country. Will Gasparino with the other Bruin home run, one of the rare new faces into Westwood this year. Much of the crowd thinned out. There was not a fully throated one to begin with here due to the time change from 5 o'clock to 1 o'clock locally in this ballpark. Also not on campus. Campus is on the other side of the 405, which is behind right field. So it's not even a great walk for kids on campus to come over here. First at-bat of the game for James Agabitis. He came in as a pinch runner in the 5th for Naraki. This is in the cleanup spot of the order. Agabitis went 0 for 4 this weekend in Loyola Marymount. Started opening night for Naraki and takes a fastball low from the new pitcher Justin Lee, junior right-hander from here in LA. And the pitch. Golfed in the air to left. Shading towards the corner, Dean West. With time, with space, and with the ball. First out, here is Nate Johnson, who pinch hit back in the 5th inning for Trent Leolis. Popped out, and he gets his second crack in front of friends and family. One family member is going to be with him the entire way. His older brother, Jack Johnson, who you saw quite a bit of over the weekend at LMU, played at second quite a bit. Fastball, make a changeup strike in the outside corner. First pair of brothers to play for Tulane since the 2017 year when Paul and Sal Gazzo were here together. Johnson slashes it down the left field line, deep but foul. Strike 2. Jack transfers in from Baylor. There's another brother here on the Johnsons, Nate's twin, Nolan, who transferred to Duke for this year, and he was flirting with maybe coming here. The 0-2. Johnson comes up empty through a changeup. Justin Lee with 2 quick outs here in the 8th, leading 11-5. Up steps Tanner Chun.
Now batting for
Yeah, Nate was telling me before the year that Nolan actually was coming here on a visit, but opted to go to Duke instead, transferred from Miami. He's a catcher. Nate and Jack are infielders. So Tulane was not far away from maybe having 3 brothers on this team. Chun gets jammed and a 2-hopper to short. Chalowski over in time. And that will do it for Tulane in the 8th. It remains UCLA 11, Tulane 5. Your return to Los Angeles after this is Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
This is WRBH Reading Radio 88.3 FM in New Orleans and WRBH.org. Reading fine print. Thank you for listening.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. Brian Subaru, family, Subaru, and love. That's Brian Subaru. Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. And by Boudreaux's Jewelers. A gift from Boudreaux's Jewelers says it all. A New Orleans tradition since 1933.
Only life had a remote control. You could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
UCLA 11, Tulane 5 as we hit the bottom of the 8th inning here in the City of Angels. UCLA 11 runs on 12 hits, no errors, 9 runners left. Tulane 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left. The Green Waves defense has been a little bit leaky today. 3 of the 11 runs allowed unearned. Those 3 came in the second inning, but some moments in the field that weren't errors that could have been plays made. That early on in the year you will be able to go back to the practice diamond and work on, get into a better defensive rhythm as the year unfolds. Michael Devaney back out on the hill.
Leading off for UCLA, second baseman 26, Aiden Aguayo.
Came on, gave up the RBI double to Roman Martin last inning. Aiden Aguayo will lead things off. Righty-righty matchup. Aguayo with a couple of hits today. Takes a strike. Let me correct myself. I told you I screw up a lot, especially this is game 1 for me on the baseball circuit. Aguayo reached on the throwing error in the second. Came in to score, singled and scored in the third. Fielder's choice in the 5th. Backs out of the way of that fastball from Devaney. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So after this game, UCLA hosting TCU for 3. TCU moved up to 7 in this week's D1 baseball poll. That's the official one used by the NCAA. Slider fouled back into the glove of Elliott. There are 17 different baseball polls out there, and I've decided this year I'm making my own. And I've got UCLA, but Tulane is exempt from this poll. They will always be number 1 to me. UCLA is top of my poll. 1-2. Jammed and lofted towards short. Kaikea Harrison jogs in and makes the grab. So the humpback pop out for Aguayo puts the first out of the 8th inning. Harvard coming in New Orleans this weekend. You know what? They're number 2 on my top 25.
Number 40, Cash Duggar.
Harvard Crimson, 6:30 on Friday, 1 o'clock Saturday, 12 noon on Sunday as the home season opens. Cash Duggar. There's another syllable that I refuse to say. Change up outside from Devaney. Duggar is 1 for 4. Another quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard presented by Manning Family Children's. Top of the 9th inning, UAB going to get to 2-2 on the year. They are all over North Alabama, 11-3. Breaking ball strike on the outside corner. Final from Clemson. This one did not need the full 9. Clemson wins it over Charlotte 11-1. That's the 15th ranked Tigers taking care of the Charlotte 49ers, who are now 1-3. Fastball outside to Duggar. 2 balls and 1 strike. Little Rock leads at Memphis 7-5. That's in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom 5 in San Antonio. UTSA leading Illinois Chicago 4-1. Sinker outside from Devaney, 3 balls and 1 strike. This sidearm slot puts so much more movement on that sinker. I mean, you're talking about 22 inches of horizontal break, according to the TrackMan I have in front of me. That is wild for a sinker fastball. Swing and a miss. He comes back with a slider. 3-2. Top of the 7th in North Carolina. Campbell leading East Carolina 2-1. North Dakota State with an early 1-0 lead at South Florida in the 3rd. 3-2 pitch. Pounded foul down the first base line by Duggar, and we'll do it again. Missouri and Florida Atlantic are scoreless. That is in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and they have not yet gotten underway in Houston. Rice and Louisiana about to get things started at Reckling Park. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away, bases clear in the 8th. UCLA leads 11-5. Hammered in the air to right, and Haas slips down. That's not Haas anymore. It rolls all the way to the wall as the new Tulane right fielder blows a tire, and it allows Duggar to reach second. That is the freshman Evan Berg. Now, this grass is slick. That's the first play for the youngster out there today, and he got sniped. 1 out double for Duggar. Here is Will Gasparino. 2-run home run in the 3rd. Been hit by a pitch twice since. Yeah, it rained in the middle of this game. It also rained this morning. It rained barrels yesterday here in this city. First pitch, changeup missing high to Gasparino. And more rain coming tonight, hence why this game started at 1 o'clock local, not 5 o'clock. Gasparino takes up and in, and now he's in front, 2 balls and no strikes. Devaney sets the belt from the stretch. Checks second, fires. Drops in a slanter. 2-1. Slider's really pitch number 2 for Devaney. At least it has been in the fall and spring to get to this time of year. There's a fastball, upper part of the zone. Strike 2. Sun and blue sky trying to fight through just a little bit longer here. So we're past 4 o'clock in LA. Slider cuts off the plate outside, and the count full up now on the UCLA center fielder. Three balls and 2 strikes on Gasparino. Devaney kicks, fires. Off the end of the bat, flown into center field. This one's got some carry to it, though. Chun is back. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and it is gone. That was a slider way off the plate that Gasparino reached out, got enough of the barrel on it to send it off the batter's eye. That goes 425 feet. It sounded like he got knuckled. So 2 home runs for Chalowski, and now 2 home runs for Gasparino to make it 13-5. I don't know what you do about that pitch if you're Michael Devaney. That was a good 3-4 balls off the plate. And Gasparino, who is long and lanky, 6'6", just stuck the bat out there and heaved it out to dead center. First pitch swinging and fouling the pinch hitter Jared Hocking. In for Cadiz here in the DH slot. Hocking, a senior outfielder. Fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So UCLA will finish this game scoring in all but 1 inning today. That was the 6th. Strike 2. Just above the belt buckle. One ball and 2 strikes. Inside corner, strike 3 called. And there's 2 gone as Devaney locks up Hocking. That catches the inside edge at 74. That was a rare curveball for Michael Devaney. Not just saying that because it's his first outing of the year. He didn't have many last year, but it really wasn't something in his repertoire heading in. Something he's been working on. That's going to be his final hitter. Here comes Jay Ullman. Time for another fresh pitcher presented by Coors Light. Tulane fans choose chill. And it's Julius Ajike Charles, and there is a story to tell about this kid. We'll tell you about it after this. You're listening to Greenway Baseball from Learfield.
This is WRBH 88.3 FM in New Orleans, reading fine print, and the home of Tulane sports. Roll Wave.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. Brian Subaru, family, Subaru, and love. That's Brian Subaru. Manning Family Children's Hospital, a bold new chapter for kids. And by Boudreaux's Jewelers. A gift from Boudreaux's Jewelers says it all. A New Orleans tradition since 1933.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Sophomore left-hander Julius Ajike Charles now takes the hill for Tulane. His first appearance on the mound this year. He did come in as a pinch runner over the weekend against Loyola Marymount. 5'11", 175, the lefty out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It has been an eventful 8 months for Julius Ajike Charles. Last year was a two-way player for Tulane. He's not a two-way player anymore. He's on the mound only. And that is because early summer, when getting ready for summer ball, Ajike Charles blew out his elbow, had Tommy John surgery. He is now pitching here on February 17th. That is an extremely expedited recovery time. That's because when he showed up after the semester break in early January, he got the clean bill of health that he was fully recovered in 6 months from Tommy John. Talking with the pitching coach, Anthony Izio, before the year, called him his wonder baby because this is unheard of for someone to bounce back from TJ in half a year. 8 months is kind of the minimum bar you think about for this procedure and operation for most people. But here, Julius Ajike Charles is pitching, albeit it is about 8 months after his surgery, but he has been pitching all spring. Now, the plan is to be very careful with Julius. At most, 1 appearance a week in the first couple weeks, first half of the year. And here is his first appearance of this season. Bases clear, 2 outs. Dean West, the batter. Fastball low at 90. Fastball low to mid-90s, slider and changeup. 16 appearances on the mound last year for Julius. Again, was a two-way guy in his freshman year, was also in the outfield for a little bit. Now he is straight-up pitcher only. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes on West, who has reached on a single and been hit by a pitch today. Michael Devaney goes an inning, gives up that home run to Gasparino, 3 hits. Fastball strike outside corner, 2 balls and a strike on the lefty swinging left fielder Dean West. Two and one. Smacked into straightaway center field. Chun retreating. He is at the edge of the track, backpedals and makes the grab, and that will do it. So that has to feel good for Julius Ajike Charles. When I saw him in August, he thought he was done for this coming season, and now here he is, 4 games into the year, back on the mound, and he gets a lot of handshakes and pats in the backside as he goes back to the dugout. Last call for the Wave. They are down 13-5. This is Tulane baseball from Learfield.
The one and only WRBH 88.3 FM, New Orleans, reading fine print.
This presentation of Tulane Green Wave Baseball is brought to you by Helm Paint, the paint experts of Louisiana. Standard Mortgage, the right way home for all the right reasons. And by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Every year across America, a staggering 4.2 million youth are homeless or trafficked. Covenant House is the national leader providing safe housing for youth, 50 years strong. Help us fight youth homelessness. Go to covenanthouse.org.
Kids across America are going to school hungry every day. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
This is Green Wave Baseball on the Tulane Sports Network from Learfield. Once again, we go live to the diamond.
Last call for the Wave. They need to do a lot in a hurry. 13-5, the UCLA advantage. Bruins have banged out 14 hits. They've hit 4 home runs. They have scored in every frame but one today. And they have been in command since the third, I'd say probably about the 4th inning. 3rd inning is when UCLA was able to break a 4-all tie. And that is when they just kept creeping out and creeping further ahead. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. And they have had this one by the reins for much of the afternoon. Tulane grabbed a 2-0 lead, just 3 hitters in. Jason Wax's 2 RBI double.
All right, fans, here we go.
Bruins got 1 back in the home first inning, and then 3 unearned runs in the second to give them a 4-2 lead. Tulane would tie it in the top of the 3rd, but it's been all Bruins ever since. And now the freshman Bryson Ayala here in the 7 slot. We'll try and get something sparked up here in the 9th. New pitcher Jake Swenson, right-handed junior out of Washington. And he fires down and away, ball 1. Ayala 0 for 1 in his early career. Came in and he flew out to center field back in the 6th, so 0 for 2 now officially. Fastball strike on the outside corner to Ayala. Big right-handed hitting middle infielder, 6'5", 210. One ball, 1 strike. Inside out swing, snared on the mound by Swenson on 1 bounce. Nicely done, 1 away. First AB of the day for Evan Berg and of his career. Evan Berg, the local kid, prepped at Archbishop Rummel. There are 4 true freshmen on this year's roster. They're all position players, and this is the guy that hitting coach Walt Jones says is probably the furthest along here in the mix in terms of being an impactful part of the lineup. He takes a bender for a strike. Berg, 6'1", 190. Came in last inning in right field for Matthias Haas, and that's something you'll probably see a lot, at least early on in the season, defensive replacement in the outfield. And if he gets a crack at the plate, then all the best. 1 ball and 1 strike as the slider misses outside. And the pitch. Pounded foul down the third base line. Berg's kind of got full package as it all needs a little bit of seasoning here. Athletic kid, there's really not much in terms of body fat. He's 190. That's going to expand as he gets older. Pretty good arm in right field, decent speed. Multi-sport athlete at Rummel. 1-2 pitch off the end of the bat, slowly rolled past the mound. Cholowski backhand pickup with the glove, sidearm toss to first. Another exhibition of what that kid is capable of doing. There was not a single part of that play that was simple. And Cholowski didn't necessarily make it look routine, but he certainly made it look smooth. Patrick just confirming that foot was on the bag there by LaVue. It was. Patrick, A-plus human being to my right. Sitting in the replay booth here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. He got an overturn a call stood in Tulane's favor just for us today. Last chance for the Wave. Hugh Pinckney pinch hitting here for Johnny Elliott in the 9th slot. 2 gone here in the 9th, down 13-5. Pinckney takes a changeup outside. Pinckney homered Sunday in the finale at LMU when a 3 homers Tulane hit in the rubber match win. Stay tuned for the Tulane 10th inning show, abbreviated edition. Quick recap and get you off to Memphis for Tulane women's basketball. They're on the air in about 20 minutes. Paul Boron will bring you the Wave and the Tiger as part of our Mardi Gras doubleheader here on the network today. 2 balls in, no strikes on Hugh. The lefty hitting catcher from Ontario. Canada, not suburban Los Angeles. I do have to clarify that here. And now he's in front, 3 balls and no strikes. Pinckney 1 for 6 in the early going. That one hit the aforementioned home run Sunday, a 2-run shot. 3-0. Taken all the way for strike 1. UCLA gets ready for a top 10 battle here this weekend, hosting TCU. Another future opponent for the Wave in a couple weekends' time in Fort Worth. 3-1 is outside, ball 4. And so Pinckney draws the walk, just the second one that UCLA pitching has offered up today. And now to the top of the order, but another pinch Brather. And the third catcher on the roster, Brett Rowell. First trip to the plate this year for the grad student out of Shalimar, Florida. Transfers in from University of West Florida. Left-handed hitter, 6'1", 210. And Swenson misses outside. Rowell spent 2 years at Coastal Alabama prior to West Florida, where last year hit 8 home runs, 355 batter. One 0 pitch. Fastball down and away, and now Rowell's in front, 2-0. UCLA 13, Tulane 5. Last shot here for the Wave. They're down to their final out. Pinckney no longer being held on at first. His presence is of little importance here to the Bruins. Pitch home. Rowell takes a knee-high strike at 87. 2 balls and 1 strike on Brett Rowell. Set by the righty Swenson, kicks and fires. Rowell gulps one into left. Dean West is there and will put it away to end this one here today. It was all UCLA from the middle on here today. This Bruins lineup is going to do this to a lot of teams this year. And Tulane fell victim to 4 home runs, 2 from Rock Cholowski, 2 from Will Gasparino, and is not able to keep pace at the plate today. So the Green Wave goes 2-2 to open the season here on the West Coast. after winning the series at LMU and then gets knocked around here by the number one team in the nation. And two longtime friends, John Savage and Jay Ullman, hug at home plate. John Savage recruited Jay Ullman to play at Nevada. UCLA improves to 3-1. And in Tulane's first go against one of the nation's upper crust programs here in 2026. This one goes the way of the Bruins. Final score, UCLA 13, Tulane 5.